It.
I wasn't even ready.
Oh my gosh. So slow.
Time's going to be a couple seconds off. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.
Power.
That's okay. He's.
Sorry, Sean. Sorry,
I'm an agent
Adam.
of chaos in our text thread. Jeff's an agent of chaos when we start streaming. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fireside Fables. It's ya boys. We're back.
Come for the D&D. Stay for the professionalism.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. That's us in one word.
When does that kick in?
Yes.
Later.
All right. So, the reality is that you're here. If you chose to be here, thank you. If not, we'll
you
send
should
help.
really ask yourself why.
Yeah.
So,
Please comment below of why you're being forced to be here.
yes, we want to support you in every way we can.
We're putting a number on the screen in case you need help.
Yeah, blink 5 times if you're here. If you will.
Yeah.
Cody, stop blinking. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
No, we are so thrilled that you chose to be here with us tonight. We lovable nerds are going to play some D&D 5.25 because we're blending
5-ish?
5 and 5.5, I guess.
5-ish.
At the moment.
I like 5-ish.
5.25.
But yeah, 2.5-ish. That's what we'll call it. So it's probably more like 5.22 at the moment.
Repeating.
But that's yes.
Yeah.
that's the fun of it.
5.3.
That's where I was going to get.
Where it stops, nobody knows. Nobody knows.
5.pi. Is that, no.
But we are here nonetheless, and before we get too far down the road of nonsense, we're going to do our regularly routinely scheduled nonsense. So
Our carefully micromanaged and curated nonsense.
I mean, let's face it, it's expected by this point, right?
Yeah.
we've set a precedent.
Yeah.
President.
It's a compulsion, really.
Oh, great.
Mhm.
So who's got it tonight?
Nobody knows.
I guess I do. Okay. Let me Google something.
I'm not gonna lie. I had
Real
the
quick.
mini panic attack before we started recording, but we recorded, so I
We
couldn't
started.
pick it up.
Okay.
We started. This is the way this happens.
Okay.
This is what happens whenever you do it before.
All
we're
right,
ready,
here's what I
Jeff.
got.
We missed you, Sean. Come back, please.
Shawnee, come back.
All
We're
right.
lost without you.
Okay. Brendan, what do you call a song about a tortilla?
I don't know, Jared. What do you call a song about a tortilla?
A rap.
Wow.
That's
I've learned
painful.
so much.
That was painful.
So much.
Guacamole.
This has
Yeah.
been impromptu chuckle mustering.
Oh man.
That one's a little flat.
Yeah.
Hey, beggars can't be choosers.
I
We
wish
roll
it
that. We gotta
I'll take
roll
it
that
back.
up.
Any landing you can walk away from.
was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
running from that
well
one,
played.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Nice. Nice. All right. Well, I don't know how to follow that. So
You don't.
No.
I'm
just in the recording right now.
It's best. Yeah, it's best we just move on and never speak of this
Don't
again.
don't tempt me. Don't
Pretend
tempt
like
me.
don't threaten him with a good time.
his fingers
I
on
think
the
Jeff's
button.
blood sugar might be low.
All right. I have turned on the emotional soundtrack. It's time to get into the Fireside Fables. Welcome back, episode 17.
Center
Everyone,
pose.
take a breath. Take a
Yeah.
breath. We are here. We are here.
Arc 2.
Center.
Cody's monk training is kicking in.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's good. Find your zen. So, last time on the Fireside Fables, we reconvened. We had taken a little bit of time off to enjoy a time jump and began to talk about all the changes that Kaiwind is experiencing in its body right now. It's starting to grow, a little bit and mature quite a lot. And some very unexpected things are happening to Kaiwind. Like Phoenix Company.
Yeah,
Basically.
that's what we do. The unexpected.
So, if
Did you hear that they started an orphanage with a blood monster taking care of the children?
Yes.
Sure did.
Hey,
Giant
if this
blood
is-
clot for
I hear Elias has a snake living inside of him.
we're very
if any of this
successful.
is news to you, then you should go back and watch that episode. So, anyway, we are here now, and we have just planned out pretty much an infiltration into the city of Inode here. Phoenix Company has been talking about that, learning a few things about actually some water rights and the issues there. And the fact that all the water that pretty much comes into the city comes via the Alliance Aqueduct. And it flows freely, some 90 miles uphill, by the way, a
Both
magically
ways.
engineered, and it was thankful. And as such, Phoenix Company has discovered that not only is this the last known location of Turpin's family's heading course, so to speak, but there's other reasons to be interested in the city of Inode. So for now, Phoenix Company is beginning to make their plans, plotting their way in, their infiltration, as it were.
You know
And
us,
so-
great planners.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
very
Oh,
much
yeah.
so.
Definitely.
They never outlast the first contact with the enemy, but
Nope.
it's fine. So we left off after talking about all the major changes in Kaiwind, an election that is taking place here very quickly, the major estate now that Phoenix Company has, this eighth of an entire city district, as it were, now belonging to Phoenix Company for them and their artisans that now work under their employ. There is a weaver that they've picked up that is partial to charlatan. There is a miner who now leads the Featherlit mines, the Featherlit
It's
forges.
ER.
Like a
capital
yeah,
R.
yeah.
ER,
a pickaxe
yes.
Miner,
ER,
not-
ER minor.
Run
not
by-
a
I mean,
child.
technically Franklin's a minor, but
Yes.
He's
That's
not
not
running the
work to
mines
me.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, Zeke
Not
Clegane
yet.
is the name of
Not yet.
the Miner, the dwarven miner, I suppose. Digging up the rocks.
He's like
he-
60. He's not.
He's great.
yeah,
He's great.
yeah.
No, he's
Perfectly
actually
legal.
a little bit older than that. He's more like 90. So
Sorry, my bad.
no, he's fine. That's fine. You just don't pat him on his head. So let's see what else we have yet actually to meet the shipwright that belongs now to Timaeus. That is in the plans for this episode. And I'm trying to think what else we have. It's on my sheet, but
oh, Arlen had a
That's-
date, or had
Arlen.
set up a date.
Arlen did have a date, and we will talk about that. So,
I have.
so
She gave you the wrong
Yeah.
address.
So, jumping in, it is now Friday morning, the day after Arlen's date.
Woo.
And Phoenix Company still making their plans, their arrangements. You will be leaving the city as soon as you are capable in order to begin making your way and first stopping off at the airship site to see Paltrow, Weasel, as he's nicknamed, and the crew who are currently in secret working on restoring the airship, which I believe Jared had a potential name for. Was that right? Did the party settle on that yet, or
Yeah,
has that
you
been
guys are
decided?
okay with it?
There was one tossed out. I don't think we voted on it yet.
Yeah.
Okay,
There,
well, let's,
there
uh,
hasn't been much internal discussion.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that
Um,
means that there's still time for it. So
Yep,
we
sure.
will proceed. At this point, Phoenix Company, what things do you need to wrap up before we hit the road? What are the last minute things here that we need to close the books on before our adventure resumes?
Turpin actually wants to do two things. One's pretty quick, and he actually, I was thinking about this earlier, wants to go to the Reverie Gate one last time before we leave.
Okay.
Wants to think about his family again,
Doesn't see any of
And-
them.
and he also wants to think about Uladar.
You don't
Okay.
see Uladar.
Ooh.
I will deliver that news to the fellas.
Okay.
I
Hey,
wouldn't
guys.
mind.
Hey guys. Hey.
Just a little thought. I went to the Reverie Gates to check on my family one more time before we head out. That still didn't see him, so that's good.
That's very good. Very good.
My mind also kind of drifted to Uladar, and I
Rest in pieces.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't see him either.
Oh,
that's interesting. That he means he might be in the void still, rather than.
Well, yeah. I mean, last we heard he went over the side.
Right.
Might be alive. Oh, do you think he's lying broken, like he can't move for like the last 3 months? Somewhere?
I don't know.
Certainly,
like in that one movie.
Yeah.
No, I think all rules are off there. So something is going on. That's fascinating that that's actually encouraging. Now,
did they find his body? I don't remember.
I don't know how you would. He went over the side of the wall inside the Reverie Gate.
Inside, right?
I don't know if there's a land to hit. That's a really long fall. But
and this has been how long? This has been months since this happened. Months. So yeah.
It also means his really awesome cloak is gone forever.
Yeah.
No, he's still got it. That's the thing. He's still it's still with him. So not that you're going to take it from him or anything like that, but
I'm going to make him an offer.
But I wanted to share that with you fellas because that was a bit unexpected. Encouraging, I think.
Let me put some thought to this, Turpin. It is odd. You are correct.
I wanted the people to know his name, and maybe they'll still get a chance to.
Oh boy.
Actually,
do you think he was a lighthouse or a torch?
He was was it a pyre?
A pyre. I think that's right.
Yeah.
Perhaps we could do something about that. I just met with her a moment ago. Annalise, are you still here?
You take kind of a look around, and then coming out from one of the back, you hear the door kind of shift and almost like she's floating. There's not really any kind of walking stride as her body goes up and down. It's this really graceful walk, and she almost like glides in. You see a magnificent black dress. It's gorgeous. And
Russian?
No. But she strides in and takes a bow. There is this veil, this black veil over her face, and this black hat that kind of sits off to the side, and then these white accents that kind of come up, and then a red bow that comes across and kind of sets in front of the dress. These are the three colors of Sephira for any of our religious friends out there. But she kind of strides in, and after taking her bow, lifts her head up and says, "If it pleases the lords."
Yes. Have all of you met my dear friend whose name I can't remember, Annalise? Yet?
I'm pretty sure I'd have remembered.
Annalise she is a weaver, specifically a tapestry weaver, and she actually did this to my cloak, isn't it? This heraldry, isn't she's got quite the fine hand at it. Annalise, I know that we just had our meeting about your work to date, and then what you'll be working on in the interim while I am indisposed. But if it's not too much to ask, perhaps could I commission another project from you?
Why, whatever the lords require.
We would like to create perhaps a tapestry honoring the heroic deeds of a particular servant of the city whose life was tragically lost during the Murder of Woes incident.
I understand. How did he die?
Well, Turpin, why don't you fill in the details a little bit more?
Well, we weren't there. We heard secondhand, so hearsay. But,
you know what? I have an image I remember. We saw him flying toward us, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, on his bat wings.
on his bat wings. I'm going to cast minor illusion and kind of recreate just a little picture of what I saw.
There you go.
Okay.
And see if that would be inspire of something.
So she walks over again. There's almost this glide, and you hear just these real faint little stiletto heels underneath the dress. She's very poised, very slow with her movements, very methodical. She begins to walk around the image, and as she does, you start to see some of the other features. Long black hair that is in an intricate braid, interwoven with silver and gold threads.
Wow.
And as she draws closer, you see amber eyes that glimmer with the candlelight. There's a lot of creativity and curiosity in her eyes as she begins to look around.
Is she human or?
Oh yeah, human. You guess probably in her early 30s by the looks of it. Very.
You said
artistic.
amber eyes. I thought maybe half elf or.
No. It's just kind of that lighter brown,
Really light brown.
Yeah.
Is this a follower of yours?
A
Yeah.
recent
Interesting.
acquaintance. Yes.
Wow.
Dear Annalise here is something on loan to us from the High Priestess Twyla.
Oh.
Explains
She
the...
takes
Yes,
she
I
takes
see.
another bow, and
like
continues
her.
to look. So this is certainly telling me a few things, but my question still remains: how did he perish?
Well,
Go ahead. No, well, I was going to say the word is that he was he led a distraction that allowed us to take out Verlick's star, distracting a bunch of soldiers. And
A
things.
wide grin cracks.
he was
on her
instrumental, in fact,
Very
in the
instrumental
downfall of that
in our
Emperor
surviving.
and his
Wouldn't have
Yes.
been able to do it without
Oh, yeah. More than
Um,
once. Yes.
He led a distraction inside the Reverie Gate, and as the rest of his fellows were leaving, he was kind of grabbed by some of the I don't know if they were Templars or soldiers or what, and he grabbed them back and then hopped over the side of the wall
Her
inside.
eyebrows skyrocket.
When Uladar did something, he made sure it was done right. So
He
that's
did
the
have
last-
wings. Maybe
Out
he
of
did.
out of the behind her bow, she pulls a pad and begins sketching. And very quickly kind of turns, and it's this image of a man like falling. But as he's falling, you see others falling around him, and there's just this peace and serenity on his face. And then she begins to draw some of the platform. You can tell that she's been inside of the Reverie Gate, and some of the remnants that are there that are kind of falling around him. And she's like, "How does this look?"
It is very, very well done. Yes.
Wow.
Better than I expected. And my head. Thank you very much.
What about mine? And I show up like a 3-year-old's like
Stick figures.
stick figures? Bat wings.
It's just circle, line, circle,
Yeah.
line,
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah.
But we were thinking that perhaps we might be able to persuade the stewardess to allow it to be hung in a place of honor within Castle Dusk.
At least.
I'll begin working on it right away.
Thank you.
Much obliged.
And then she bows herself out of the room.
Nice.
That was very nice.
Yeah.
Well, a sacrifice such as his deserves to be honored.
Agreed. Wherever he
he's
is.
really dead.
Perhaps we'll get lucky and he isn't.
You're not taking his cape.
You know, did we?
Well, I mean, if I
I could try
he owes us
before
a favor. and-
one of the days before we leave. I could try ascending from inside the Reverie Gate
Ooh.
to try to speak
Well,
to him.
sending crosses planes. There's only a
Oh,
5% chance of failure.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, did we
Go
ever
for
try
it.
that for him?
No.
No.
Nope. Definitely.
I don't
didn't.
have it, so go for it.
Yeah, let's try that.
Well,
Hey, all right.
Yeah, but now
This-
now
this-
Make
Well,
sure
this
you
went
say
a lot-
the,
we
make
put
sure you make
Brendan
the
on the-
noise. a
This
lot.
went a lot
Yeah.
further than I expected it to. That's wow.
wow.
I had a speech for Uladar prepared and everything. It was like,
Well, I figured we do this. This is probably in our planning before we left, and why
Yeah.
not? You know,
we're
we
just
had-
trying to figure things out.
right.
wow.
Yeah, go ahead and
Yeah,
send
let's
to
try
him,
it.
Tomas.
Let's try it. Uladar, are you there? We know what happened. We've been.
Is your cloak okay?
Yeah, we just
Priorities, Charlotte.
would-
Priorities.
we would. Yeah, we're worried about you. We'll try to find you. That's all I can say. Well, thank you.
You have to
Thank
That's
you.
all I could.
I just. Oh, never mind. It just cuts off. No.
Don't. Yeah, there's.
Brendan being like,
Brendan, you
"Oh,
want to do this
here we go."
afterward? Do we do this later? Is this-
Oh, man.
I mean, do you want to do this after
man.
the arc? We could say we did this after the arc if you'd want.
No.
You want to? Okay.
No.
Okay. Okay.
The sending reaches him.
Not dead.
Uladar is not dead.
Okay. There goes the whole thing. The arc thing.
All right. Sorry,
Okay.
Turpin. We're gonna have to put off the trip to Inode.
We're going spelunking.
No. Go ahead. Okay.
Timaeus? What in the hells am I?
He doesn't know.
Where are you? Please be close. And it's just heavy breathing.
He's trapped in limbo.
Okay. Well, if this is before we go, I
Well,
can.
good
I can-
going, Adam. You sidetracked the whole flipping campaign.
I know.
I liked the
I'm
guy.
trying to be a good
You had
human.
one
and-
job. You could
Sorry.
just let the NPC go.
All right, guys. I can't go now. I got to stay here and
Yeah,
find him.
well,
No.
we're gonna have to task somebody to do some kind of interdimensional locate person.
Well, no, what I'll do, we don't have to role play it, Brendan.
Guys, the reality is that you now run an organization, and that organization can take
Yeah.
actions. Those actions also include discovering lore on certain things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
here's what I have so far, Brendan. Personally, I have proficiency in Arcana, history, and religion.
Wow, you're so cool.
Can I set out specifically with the intention to get as much knowledge on what might have happened to
set
him?
some of your followers?
Yeah,
There you
to
go.
try and
If we could get a
what
cleric.
taking an action like this look like is what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah.
Does it have to be done by one of us or all of us? Or
So are you talking about the organization?
yeah, it can be that. Or
The organization can do it while you're away. You can set people on the task
Yeah.
of doing research for you
Hey,
Yeah.
to try and discover lore.
Let me
Yeah.
set Annalise on it too, because she has connection to the Church of Dusk.
Yeah.
So so there's one. Who else could we put on this, guys?
I mean, I could have Zeke start a new mine shaft to look for him down there.
Funnel into the Reverie Gates.
Yeah.
Get the. I don't know. Are there other weavers that can just start putting together a really long rope, like and just kind of throw it over the side? And...
Well, I just wonder if something silvered would matter, or something like that, or something magical to attract him, so that he can see. He doesn't seem to know. There's no reference point from what he sounded
Yeah.
like.
So basically, Brent, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have Annalise get the church as a
Timaeus.
representative,
Mhm.
get the Church of Dust to work on this too.
Mhm.
He fell over 3 months ago.
So how
Yeah.
far? Yeah. How far is that? Is he?
The fact that he's alive means that something is sustaining his soul and his body in a way that wouldn't normally happen.
Right. He's
But
in a.
he's still falling.
I have been falling for
30
months.
minutes. I was thinking the
Oh
same.
yeah,
thing.
we should probably send back and tell him we're working on it.
We're
Yeah.
working on. Yeah.
We didn't know. Had no idea.
We thought you were dead.
Do things like detect magic work in the Reverie Gate, or is it just like everywhere?
I haven't done it.
Haven't really tried.
You try
I
it.
only
I'm gonna
know
try
that
it.
I'm frozen in whatever persona I'm wearing
Right.
when I'm in there.
Right.
Remember when Brendan was like, I would be really happy if we left the city, but
I know.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
why I
sorry.
feel like we
Yeah.
Welcome to D&D.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, like if I put my, I'm willing to risk it. I got my new silver.
Guys, I can improv all
I know you
Oh, I know you.
Just
can.
real quick, we'll just
guys,
my
I-
silvered staff and just put it like over the edge of the Reverie Gate. Does it go? Does it maintain? I can see
Who are
it.
you thinking about while you're doing it?
I'm thinking about Uladar.
Because you didn't go in with the guys last
I
time.
did not.
No,
I
you
did
did
not
not.
because
Sure
I
you
am
can.
trying not to think about anyone.
Okay.
Right.
I am literally focusing on one thing, and that's Uladar.
Okay. You don't see him.
Okay. There's nothing changes.
It's just you see the remnants float, these beautiful pulsating lights, this brilliant white light encapsulated in this undulating tail that is a blend of pinks, oranges, blues, purples, greens at some point. It's just this spectrum of light that kind of just shimmers as they pass. It's eerie, but also incredibly beautiful.
I can't stand there long. You see me starting to sweat. It's like I'm concentrating so hard. I've got to get out after a while. I just can't stand there. I'll go back in a second. You give me a few minutes. Think about. Let's go outside and talk real quick. Or if you want to stay in there and fix. So go ahead.
Arlen's in there, and he's going to intentionally think about his brother and his mother.
There you go.
They don't show.
Is Elias in there? I'm assuming we're all.
I'll go in as Elias, knowing who will show up. And
so let me try this, Elias. And so he'll pull out a sickle, and Turpin will cut the inside of his palm with the sickle and just kind of hold it out to Elias. And he's like, try to heal this in here. See if that works.
Okay. I'll burn a healing touch on it, or a healing word.
Cure wounds. Yeah. Healing word. Okay. Works.
Okay, that answers one question. Magic can work in here. What's the next step?
The next step would be to get as much information from Uladar if we can communicate from him as possible.
Yeah,
we task some of our people to see if we can understand what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna gear up my face and do one more sending to him, telling him we're trying. You went over the edge in the Reverie Gate. We're trying to find you and retrieve.
Thought you were dead.
We thought you were dead.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
Keep a stiff upper lip.
What do you want me to say?
Don't you go getting a case of the Mondays.
Be happy now.
If we get you out, you owe us your cloak.
Yeah.
Specifically, charlatan. You have to give it to Elias. You have to give it to Elias.
His response, like there's almost something manic in his response to you.
Oh boy.
Why do you not leave me alone at this point? You keep talking to me over and over and over. Just let me die. It's almost like he's not even talking to you at this point. Almost speaking to something that you're not hearing.
He's going to be crazy, and for his own safety, we should take the cloak from him.
Stop it.
The last thing he says is, "What's that? Who's there? Hi."
Oh gosh.
And that's the end of the message.
Bro.
I mean, I think he might be somewhere in the astral.
Yeah. What is it, like a 3-month trip? We got him right before he gets there.
Right.
Well, if he is in the astral, he's frozen in time.
Yeah.
So
that explains why there's this like over and over. There's some kind of distortion of time or whatever.
perhaps.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right. Well,
So-
yeah.
Brendan, there
That's
is
my player
something
theory. Cal has no clue.
there is something I want to try, but I'm going to text it to you.
Okay.
Wow. Well, I thought that was going to be the quick one. The other thing Turpin would like to do is talk to Beatrice before he leaves.
Okay. Go ahead.
No making out in the Reverie Gate.
No. Actually, Turpin would. So what?
Of all the places.
I know it's the worst. It's the worst.
So
You
what Turpin would do
that
is-
people have tried to sneak in to do it there. You know.
Oh,
Like,
no. Anyway,
Go on an audience.
no, well, and
all of
This
their
is-
ancestors.
Oh no.
Turpin, there's nothing for it. We have to push you over the side.
no,
You'll be fine.
No, Throw Franklin over. He's got he's the chosen one.
That
He's
didn't
the
take you
protector.
long.
Anyway, sorry.
Wow.
No,
Not
anyway.
really.
We
Not
spent
really.
literally
Beatrice, wait
6 months
until you
getting you
do-
that
Not
kid back.
really.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, we're going. We're off on a tangent, boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but no, Turpin would want to do this the night before we leave,
Mhm.
and have
Okay.
he'd invite Beatrice in for dinner, and he'd probably try to cook it himself. And
What does he cook?
oh golly, just chicken, vegetables, basic type stuff.
Okay. Roll a straight wisdom check for me.
Oh golly, let's see.
I have that spice thing. I did buy that magical spice. If you want to
18,
borrow that.
yeah.
18.
Oh, you did good.
Yeah,
You surprise yourself.
I like it.
It's good.
And everyone.
Yeah,
Beatrice sits down and like, who cooked this?
I did.
No.
Yeah. Is it that bad?
How dare you?
Honey, you did not cook this.
I did.
This is, and she like slices into the chicken and it's all juicy and crisp and well seasoned, and she takes a bite and goes, why have I been working in the kitchen alone?
Well, I don't.
Rookie mistake.
I wanted tonight to be, special. And
I
wanted-
asked you for more help in the kitchen. I asked for staff.
I don't have. I was okay. Well, this is. I lucky.
And now
I
you're
guess.
leaving?
Well, yeah. So that's mostly what I kind of wanted to talk to you about.
More wine.
And Turpin probably would have asked Jag actually for a recommendation in
Yeah.
wine.
He definitely would have given you one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I could trust it or not, but
No,
he
you
would
can.
Okay. He
If
asked
it's
Jag.
expensive, he'll know about it.
Okay. Ask Jag for a recommendation for wine if you
And
can
so-
find it.
And so she says that, and you kind of pull the bottle up and set it down. Oh,
Okay. So I
Also, I
kind of
want to have
wanted.
sent Opal in as a spy in this whole thing. Just to make sure.
So I wanted to kind of start off tonight, Beatrice, by apologizing to you a little bit.
what did you do now?
No, it's less what I did this time. It's more it's more about what I didn't do. When we first came to Kaiwin, when Elias and I first came to Kaiwin, we were on the trail of my family, and I met you upon getting here, and really liked you, immediately, and met Franklin, and it, always in the back of my mind, though, I was
Sorry, this shouldn't be this dark.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
she's
Really-
clutching
really
a knife
shouldn't.
under
Really
the table.
shouldn't.
as
Yeah.
you're telling her this.
really should not. But always in the back of my mind was, especially when I find out they're not here, they've moved on. I always in the back of my mind was, I'm not staying in Kaiwind. And as heartbreaking as Franklin getting kidnapped like he was, and tragic as that was, it kept me here longer, and I got to know you better, and I just got to like you even more. But I always had this thing in the back of my mind: I can't stay here. I have to keep finding my family. I have to leave Kaiwin, and I could never ask you to go on the road with me because Inode was the next stop. I had no idea where it was going to be. It was 2 years. I couldn't ask you to leave your home. And I saw you. I did. I know that look because it reminded me of my mom every time that she looked at my dad. And
She blushes.
you're such a great mom to Franklin, and I didn't want to jeopardize that in any way. And so now, things being what they are, we're headed to Inode. We're looking for our family there, my family there. The way the guys talk, as he mentions going to Inode and his family, there's a little bit of it's actually kind of a garlicky type of smell. And you can see that he's actually kind of scared when he talks about this. He's like, I don't know the way the guys talk about, the way Tamias talks about.
Are there mashed potatoes? Sorry, there's a lot of garlic. I just wondered if there's potatoes around.
I'm more of a greens kind of a guy.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Can I have some? They sound good.
Sure. Hand her a plate. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts.
You got to remember, she's halfling too.
Yeah, definitely.
she's kind of living. She's kind of living up to living into the moment a little bit.
Actually, I should have thought of potatoes. That I didn't. It's kind of my first time doing this, and so I didn't really think of a starch. Or
what's taters, Precious?
Yeah.
You hear her kind of laugh to herself and goes, "Rookie mistake."
Yeah. I've got a lot to learn for sure.
We all do.
But the way Tamias talks about the people that are in charge of Inode, I'm almost afraid to find them there. So
she reaches out and puts her hand on your hand and kind of gives it a gentle squeeze.
Thank you. I do hope we find them there, because then that'd be the end of the search. But I'm almost afraid to find them there, because the way the people in charge sound like they're charmers and messing with people's heads, and just I don't know. But if we do find them there, and we're successful at cutting ties with between Kaiwind and Inode and the water and all that, I want to bring them back here. I want.
See her soften, like she goes from frozen butter to room temperature so quickly, in terms of just the relief that you see in her face.
Yeah. I want Kaiwind to be the Hardfoot's new home as we continue looking for my parents. It's my uncle, my aunt, and my cousins that are there, at least so I've heard. Don't know where my parents are still, really, but if we can set down roots, I want it to be here.
She smiles. Then you go find them and bring them back here, Turpin. And I'll cook them the best meal they've had in the last 2 years.
I believe that. I'll have to have my aunt show you her secret to her sourdough. It's legendary in some parts of the world, anyway.
Her eyes kind of squint, her head cocks just slightly, like,
Just trust me on this. Trust me. It's
okay.
I kind of hope my uncle kept a few seeds. Hate to go all the way to Areophis to find some. I don't know if they've even still exist there or not, but something about that Hardfoot grain. It's good stuff.
You see her kind of stop for a minute. She bites her bottom lip, and her eyes come back to you. And her look is more stern than what it was, and she says, I don't know what I would do if you didn't come back. So, I don't care what you have to do there. But you either get him and come home, or you die trying.
Yes, ma'am. I say all this because I want to be very clear. I want to get to know you better. I'm sorry for holding back these past few months, but I want to get to know you better.
I'm pretty patient.
I appreciate that.
But I'm ready. Turpin, when you are.
One more thing.
And then can we eat, please?
Yes, by all means. Yeah. I don't want the chicken to get cold.
Yes, it's so good.
Oh, good. Yay. I win. Yeah.
It's so good.
I have to tell Elias about it. It'll be really great. Yeah.
I'm sure he's dying to try it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No idea how true that is. That's about it.
Okay.
In
All right.
the next room, looking through Opal's eyes, and the rest of Phoenix Company gathered around. It's like, he didn't kiss her. He didn't kiss her.
What? What did you say?
He didn't kiss her.
No, not
Come
yet.
on, idiot, kiss her.
I'm a hey.
Find them or die trying. Cal's on the other side of the door with the sword ready. It's like I can
You see a glassy-eyed charlatan giving a full report of everything happening.
Oh my gosh.
Cal's sitting there like this, like
You see Arlen taking notes.
yeah.
No.
Yes, please
That's
take
not
notes.
what Arlen's doing.
Please take notes, Arlen.
What is Arlen doing, Cody?
Yeah, let's hear how this went.
Arlen is
Yes, Thursday night.
after he came back from the Lady Stewards, he's not being very talkative and just
Zone
kind of
of
more
truth.
sullen.
How did it go? No.
It's not something that he's been talking about, so but you can tell that it
Insight check.
there were things that came up that
Yeah, I'm
were
kind
not
of
good.
trying to read him.
Yeah.
I
want to insight check him to see if he had a good time.
Can we determine how the night went?
Let's see. Cody, I want you to think about how Arlen would try and deflect it. Would he deflect it by
he would
shutting it down and trying not to think about it, or would he try to busy himself?
Yeah,
with
he would
something
busy him.
else?
Over
He
it.
would, yeah, he would busy himself.
Okay, so if he's trying to busy himself, I'm actually going to have this be. This is going to be an investigation check by you versus their insight.
Ooh.
Oh,
He's good.
he has a
He's
good
good.
chance then.
I know.
Pretty good insight. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, he does.
I like how Charlatan and Cal have turned into the group rumor mongers and like gossip.
Beat
Ooh, damn.
beat a 26.
I can beat it, but
Six is the
I can
number
beat
to
it, but I
beat.
got to roll a natural 20.
Oh my word!
So I rolled a natural
That was
20,
a natural 20.
but it's
Wow.
only-
I did not
You
roll
rolled
a
a
natural
25.
20.
Dude, Cody, you rolled a natural
up.
22?
I rolled a natural 20. Yeah. So
my
it's a
God.
26 total.
His total is still higher than my natural 20. So
Oh my gosh.
I could have beaten it, but I would have also had to roll a natural 20, and I did
Oh
not.
my word.
yeah,
So-
I rolled a total of 25.
Oh, wow.
So close.
What?
Shut up. Oh my gosh.
Dude,
My-
that's
That's
bonkers. Okay, so so I don't want to give away anything, but you were so close, especially with the natural 20s, that I do
Yeah.
want to say
Probably didn't go.
Arlen's not himself after that.
Oh, he's a changed
Oh.
man.
Oh. Did you guys go up to the Reverie Gate?
Oh,
No.
guys, there's so many euphemisms that are spinning around in my head right now.
I'd rather not talk about it.
That's fair enough, brother.
Elias is like children. He keeps thinking, okay, now next time Elias goes to Reverie Bait, I'm going to give him some food and see if he can eat that. So I'm thinking all these experiments because
Hey, we've already determined I have a
Bro.
heartbeat when I'm Elias.
That's right. Yeah. So
Bro, that's ooh.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here.
I appreciate that.
So, are you guys taking any retainers with you to Inode?
I'm taking Calliope.
Calliope?
I am taking Kara.
Kara, right. So Kara can go in the necklace. That
Yep.
makes that a little easier.
I don't want to take Garrick because I think he would be a little too out in the open.
Okay.
Yeah, due to the nature of stealth, an automaton isn't the right choice. So Howie's going to stay here.
Howie remains back. Okay.
Yeah.
Harduk's saying he's got work to do.
Okay, Harduk's staying.
I'm taking Origin.
Origin goes with. Okay, so Origin and Calliope are the ones going. Okay.
Sorry.
If
Get
there's
over it.
anything that if Turpin hears you talking about debating on bringing Howie or not, based specifically on stealth and his ability to be quiet, Turpin will kind of lean in and be like, I believe I can help with that if you'd still like to.
It's not like his stealth. It's more of the attention of having a fully functional robot move with us into the city when we're trying to not
Into
draw
a city of wizards.
He does
to-
get a little bit. He does get a little attention. He does draw some
It's-
attention. That's
But
right.
he
It-
also
Can he be
was
charmed?
from Axeor,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and for Timaeus and Cal,
Yes.
Enodians dislike the Axeorians.
Yeah.
There's just like a
There's other good reasons. That's fine. That's fine.
yeah. We're just trying not to draw any attention, and the other people, Kara and the necklace, like very very good.
Surprisingly enough, you look at Timaeus, and he's also wearing an amulet, and there is a blood diamond on the amulet.
That's where my lunch leaves every time.
Well, Turpin will mention Kara and the amulet and everything. And if you notice, it's not hanging around his neck.
Oh, where'd you put it? Around your belt?
No, actually, I had Harduk.
Did you swallow it?
No. I had
Prison wallet.
Harduk attach it to the gauntlet on my wrist here, where I can just kind of tap it with my hand. That way, if I get grabbed or get into a kind of a sticky situation, I don't have to go all the way looking for an amulet. I can just tap my wrist right there.
That's
You
a
know,
much
that's
a much
actually-
better way to store a familiar creature.
I actually
Right,
had the same
right.
kind of thought because of I'm tied up. I just got.
No,
I just start going,
I really I don't know if brawlers are a thing in Inode or not, but I really can't stand those guys grabbing and all that. I just figured it'd be an easier way to get Kara out in a pinch if I needed to. So
Yeah, I like that. Good.
Thank you.
Inspired.
thank you.
Brendan, can I have a moment with Calliope before we hit the road?
Sure.
So he would meet with her in private and say, "Dear one, he would do this as charlatan as well, not
Sure.
as Elias.
Yeah.
Stealth is going to be of the utmost concern when we are in Inode. And while I have no qualms about your ability to remain unseen, given your grace and great skill, sometimes remaining unseen means hiding in plain sight. In those such instances, I believe that what we should be projecting into the public at large would be that I am master and you are servant. I know you have a complicated history with such arrangements, and I did not want to spring such a ruse upon you in the moment without giving you the time to agree or prepare emotionally. If you reject this idea, I will not do it. But I think that this would be the easiest way for you to pass by unnoticed.
I am not opposed. You bring a certain light to this that I find myself okay with the idea. How would you like me to address you?
Only in situations where this is necessary, of course. I believe you would refer to me as master.
Very well.
However, please know that it is a lie. And in my heart of hearts, you are no servant, but a faithful companion and friend.
Let us be going.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you. And that's it.
Okay. Noted. Anything else, gentlemen? No? Very well.
Let's go check on
Very well. So, as your party leaves the site of the gates of Kaiwind, heading out underneath through the catacombs, you turn back and look. The city's bustling noise quickly fades into the distant murmur of civilization. The air shifts and the wide expanse of the Soekean plain stretches out before you. A vast, rolling sea of golden grasses and sun-baked earth. The warm summer breeze carries the scent of wildflowers, damp earth, and a distant tang of the sea, mingling with the dry, grassy smell that permeates the plains. The sky above is a brilliant azure, unmarred by clouds, and the sun beats down in the late afternoon, casting long shadows across the land. The sound of your boots crunching lightly against the parched soil fills the air as the occasional gust of wind whispers through the tall grasses. And the wind, well, the rustle of leaves and scattered scrubby bushes, the branches of thin but resolute in the harsh environment. The stalks of the grasses sway like waves in the ocean. Far off you can hear the occasional low grunt of a herd of bison-like creatures, known as the Velohorn. Their footsteps heavy and reverberating across the plains, but otherwise the silence is profound, broken only by the occasional call of the lone bird circling overhead. So, you begin to make your way, leaving. And as you travel further,
We're going to visit the airship, right?
you're going to be visiting the
got
airship
Got
first.
it. Sorry.
Yes.
Thank you.
Airship Command Tech Inode.
That's right.
Got it.
You carry through, heading slightly off course, for this will not be necessarily in the specific direction that you wanted to travel in order to get to Inode, but in order to see your airship, you do have to venture slightly off course. But by the end of the day, you reach it. This beautiful plain area where it kind of begins to mound, almost hill-like, but then towards the top, brush is overlaid on top. It looks very natural in terms of how it's been arranged. And Timaeus, Turpin, actually, your keen eye as well as Arlen, you both note the command tech keeping their proximity to the location, but also quite distant to it. It seems as though they are still respecting the boundary of this area. And are slowly patrolling it so as no one leaving it necessarily in the wrong direction. It's not just for their protection, or the airship crew's protection, but also the protection of the command tech. They don't necessarily trust that it isn't an opportunity for someone to learn more about the command tech and report back to Kaiwind. So,
Makes sense.
you see them kind of keeping off to the side, and Timaeus, you're pretty used to it at this point. But you eventually find the little spot in the brush where you kind of pull, and there's these cut steps, these hewn steps into the rock that kind of spiral down into the area that has been opened up. The earth has literally opened up to reveal the airship below, and it will be able to fly out of this ravine once the brush is removed. It's quite interesting to say the least. So. That
I
being
just feel
said,
like in
Go ahead.
long term, if like the command tech aren't nearly as big of a problem as they are right now, like we could build a castle here. That'd be kind of cool.
Wow.
Wow.
Idea.
I
I've
could
always wanted to live in a castle, at least.
I could have Zeke like carve out all the stone and chip. I don't know. That's just. It could just be a cool place. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
you can also track a Mason in your
you
your
know,
adventuring.
I don't know, I don't feel like
They're
I'd
the
ever get to-
best. They're
I
the
don't
best.
feel like I'd ever
Yeah.
talk to him if we did that.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's something that a lot of things would have to change in the geopolitical space for that dream to be a reality. But I'm just saying, like if all of a sudden we're able to,
I wouldn't say that, Cal, because we're currently walking down here to see a currently in progress airship.
Yeah,
Good to dream.
I'm
Good
just
to dream.
Yeah, it's what I like to do. I like to. I see hills and I think, ooh, that could be a cool place to have a castle or an estate.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing about clouds.
So, you begin. You're still rather making your way down the path, as it were, down the staircase, and eventually you get to the point where you can start to hear some of the sounds of the construction, the tinkering taking place, and let's see. Let me find it here. Let's see. Where did that go?
Yeah, well, think about it though. Right, a castle here where Venus Company fought its first real big enemy.
You got a great idea there. Maybe we can combine Cal's idea with Tomias's idea, and we'll call it Cal's Moving Castle. Like it?
Stop
you like
it! I'll cry. Stop it.
It's got kind of a nice ring to it, right? Yeah.
Let's just call it a Zeppelin and have a day of infamy. No,
It's such a good movie.
only if it's made out of lead.
Yeah,
Seriously, audience, if you haven't seen Hal's Moving Castle, do yourself.
Oh,
a favor.
absolutely.
Great.
Oh,
It
yeah,
is a
that's
neat
really
movie.
cool. Really?
All right.
Okay.
Calcifer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Tomias, the 9 individuals who are at work here, hard at work here. You begin to see the individuals. Orlin, the dwarf, the engineer and structural expert. He's currently working on some of the mechanical function up on top, kind of tucking in and twisting the mast. And he goes, "Oh, hey, the boss man's here. Welcome." And as you then hear several of the others begin to make their way around, Ramira Velaine, the navigator, sky cartographer, a human. Then there's also Cal and Aaron, the half-elf, who would be kind of like the mechanic pilot, so to speak.
Or pilot mechanic.
Vela Ashbark, a halfling, a carpenter, as it were. You also have Jasker Trent, who would be kind of the deckhand and muscle. He's moving a lot. He's moving a large stone, actually, off of a location and kind of heaves it, and it smashes into the wall off, to the side where the ship is not at all, and shatters. He kind of turns around and says, "Yeah, that was broken." And that's
It was like that when you found it.
Yeah, that's when you then hear you hear Lyria Caswell. She says, "Of course it was broken. That lodestone is no longer functioning and we need to find a new one. So, thank you, Jessica, for removing it. Now, don't break anything else. Luckily, that wasn't important to us." And she looks up. "Ah, yes, you're all here. Let's see. I don't think Roderick Brandor is going to be able to feed all of us," which that would be the cook and quartermaster, so to speak.
I can cook. I can help out with that.
I mean, our supplies aren't necessarily
recently
enough to feed all of you. I'm so terribly sorry. We weren't expecting you.
It's okay. We're just coming through. We're checking in.
Are you sure, Esme? Are you sure we can have Esme go out and look for a few things? She's
No. We're just coming in. We want to check on.
Have our own supplies, so we wouldn't need to put any strain on.
It's a surprise inspection where everyone could get fired.
Yeah.
She begins to chuckle.
Where's Weasel? Where's Weasel?
So he's down below. Shall I summon him, or would you like to go and see him?
Yeah, we want to go. We want to see. The guys haven't seen where we're at, so.
Well, I'll have you show the way. It's not too far.
All right. Was there anything in progress?
He's just going to be. He's down below. He's down below the deck. So you'll see him as soon as you go down the stairs.
Okay. Thank you.
Carry on, everyone.
Appreciate your hard work.
Absolutely.
Your jobs depend on it.
All right. So,
unemployed
in Greenland. So good.
Sorry.
So good. Okay. Let's see.
Every episode.
So you begin to make your way down into the deck or under the deck, and there's a moment where you hear something fall, and you go, and all of a sudden a voice goes, "Oh man," and you continue on, and he says, "Now, Renchi, you can't be so angry. This job's just better for Hammer right now, dude." And
Oh my gosh.
and so you begin to circle around, and all of a sudden, he kind of sees, and then Timaeus kind of turns the corner. Tom, hey, my chrono dude, my brainiac buddy. What's the vibe?
Why do you do this?
Red of
You
question.
didn't have to do this. Nobody told you to.
Are we allowed one Muppet NPC? Please,
Muppet?
please.
No,
Oh.
No.
no. Paltrow is better than that. Here we go.
Oh no.
So
Making
He's-
copies.
Good to
You
see
see him. Yeah, he's so the rest of you. This is a this is a wiry, eccentric gnome with wild, sun-bleached hair that sticks out in all directions. It looks like he has straight been struck by lightning. Okay, he's wearing mismatched patchwork clothing in a riot of clashing colors and materials, adorned with pockets overflowing with tools, gears, and scraps of parchment. And his goggles, perpetually topped at the top of his forehead, leave faint soot smudges across his face, giving him this perpetually disheveled but really endearing look. And he is just sing-songy, and he puts down his tools, and they're kind of in a row. He just scoops them up and says, "Okie dokie, batting back into the pocketses," and he kind of shoves them down in there and says, "Hey, my tall friends, what's up, buddies?" And then he looks at Turpin and goes,
You remind me of my son-in-law.
No.
his eyes get
That's
real
a-
wide, and he says,
Polly Shore joke.
Yeah.
You'll get it later.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Yeah.
he goes, "You must be Turpiderp, bro."
I can honestly say nobody's ever called me that, but I think I know what you're saying. So
It wasn't
yeah.
me. It
I'm
wasn't
going to
me.
lean over. Again, Charlatan in the back is going to lean over to Arlen and say, be ready to kill it.
He's heard of my.
Arlen-
He's heard
Arlen
of my
pulls
cooking.
out his quarterstaff.
Eureka! White hair, you must be Calaboo.
Oh, sweet. My high school nickname's back.
All right. So I'm so glad, Li Bud. It's so good to finally meet you, bro. Hey,
Charmed.
okay. So here's the deal, everybody. I don't have enough for y'all to munch on some grindage with this tonight, but don't harsh the mellow, okay? Because we've worked really hard on this. I mean, so
It seems that you are in the middle of constructing some sort of biodome.
that could really, Eureka! You just added a new plan to this whole thing, man.
Well,
Um,
I don't mean to harsh
But-
your calm, but
yeah, do not harsh the calm.
Okay, so
If you do, I'm gonna have to go and wheeze the juice.
He's been wheezing the juice.
2 minutes. Anyway, we just
no
kind of
one born
wanted to
after the year 2000 has any
I
idea.
know. I know. If you don't,
Nope, that's okay.
Guys,
It's
like
okay.
I was 5 when this speech was popularized. I have no idea what's being said.
oh, yep.
It's okay.
All right.
So-
Use
hey,
the
we
juice
just,
at the reverie gate.
you got
No,
to
hey,
use the juice
I'm-
at the referee gate.
Well, here's you
Ugh.
caught us on a good day, actually. But seriously, like, don't mind the mellow and the vibe here of like everything being disheveled, man. Because I'm telling you, if it flies, doesn't explode, and mostly stays in the air, that's a win in my book, buddy.
No,
Well,
we see.
I don't
we
know
need,
how
we
to
need
react
you
to
to
you.
work to work harder with more disciplined regimen. In fact, I want you to treat it like you're in the army now.
Oh, gee. You gotta go through every. Oh man, the stay with,
Holy shore, come play D&D with
the
us.
stay with Encino Man.
Please.
Encino Man works. I think that was the
Please
best here.
come play
so.
D&D with us.
No, son-in-law is the best one, Jeff. You're wrong.
Son-in-law
Oh,
is great.
I-
Son-in-law is great. Oh,
Well,
that
that
was
was, yeah, that was kind of the echo.
so good. Okay,
But
so-
we're just here for highlights, man.
Man,
Yeah.
I can't help it when I'm around.
Trying to speak the
Dude.
language.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I had to
Yeah.
use comprehend languages the first time,
Yeah.
but it was
What's
actually
up,
tongues.
buddy?
But yeah.
I'm so glad you came, dude. Okay, let me take you on the Grand Tourage, my man. And we're just gonna go up the stairsies here, and we're gonna take a sharp left because there's some really cool things I want to show you. And so he starts
Stephen
to like.
Baldwin comes out at any point.
I love everything. I love everything about this.
So he begins to go up the stairs, and you follow after him. And he comes up and he says, "This is a stalactite."
Yep.
Do you know how I know? It's because the T, man. You see, look up at the roof, and then you can see it coming down. It looks like a capital T, right there. And then over there, the one coming out of the ground is
You
a
dipped in a Trump
stalagmite.
just a second there.
Exactly.
I
always,
know you
I
know
always-
it's a stalagmite because it has an M in it.
I always,
Yeah,
I always,
you can make the little mountain, man. And I'm so glad for mountains because we're gonna need a new elemental air crystal to get this thing off the ground.
Oh,
Boy.
You know, we have to we need to stabilize and amplify the Lodestonies levitational field, bro.
Is blood an element? Because Tamias has one of those.
No, elemental air crystal. Okay.
So that we're gonna need some of that. I'm also gonna need some skybark resin, okay? Really important stuff. We gotta reinforce the ship's hull and insulate it against that arcane feedback. Because no one likes having that arcane feedback harsh. They're mellow. You catch my vibe?
he's
Next,
using
we're
words.
gonna need emberweave threads. And I
I'm
know
gonna
you
cast
said-
Is
comprehend
somebody
languages?
writing this down?
Yeah.
I also
Okay.
know that you have mentioned that Elibud really doesn't dig the spiders, okay? So maybe don't send him to go get the emberweave threads because those are only made by ember spiders.
Hmm.
So
spiders.
That's
That doesn't
fair.
sound good.
no, those are mostly up in Finyoska, not Finyoska, but Jormungandr. They're really tall there, and they like to eat little, munchkins like myself. And I don't make good grindage, okay?
so elemental air crystal, emberweed thread, and what was the?
Emberweed thread and
The
skybark
emberweave
resin.
threads, skybark
Skybark
resin.
resin.
And then lastly, I'm also gonna need some arcane capacitor shards, bro. You feel me?
Sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, I see what you're putting down, dude.
Now here's the deal. I don't think we're gonna find all these things just kind of lying around Gaiwan, my man, because that place that's had its mellow really harshed.
Yeah.
So I've been doing some research, and I think I know of some places where it might be. But I know you've got like a lot of things that you're going and doing. So when you're ready and you have some time,
Are
It's
any of them
gonna take-
inode?
no,
Dang it.
no. But that's that. You're going to Inode, bro.
No, I'm just making
Yeah.
a suggestion.
Okay. No, okay. I kind of dig that. Inode. They don't. I'm not necessarily licensed for working on this kind of stuff, my man. So if they ask you about Paltrow and the big whoopsie, maybe don't say anything, okay?
The big whoopsie.
Big whoopsie.
We don't talk about the big whoopsie. That's kind of rule number one. That's the fastest way to harsh the mellow around
So
here.
it's like Fight Club.
yeah, you don't talk about the big whoopsie.
Crippen will look at Arlen and be like, "Are you as confused as I am?"
Yes.
No, we'll talk
Arlen's-
about
Arlen's has completely.
And he
removed
kind
himself
of
from the
looks down and
situation.
goes, "Hold on, Wrenchy, we're gonna get back to work. Just hold on. We're talking to our new friendies here."
I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Good.
bro. He
Arlen,
gets-
what were you gonna say? Arlen, you're gonna say something, Cody?
Yeah, no, he's completely removed himself from this situation.
Paltrow's
I
weasel's
can't
a bit
help it.
much.
I
for him,
have
huh?
to ask. Are you talking? Who's Wrenchy?
Well, this one here is Wrenchy, and he pulls out a wrench. So he's named his tools, and he talks.
I was worried about that. He's
You didn't-
communicating with his inanimate objects.
Divine sense. Do I detect any fiend, celestial, or undead?
Whereas there is a celestial presence, it's the one that
Oh,
you sensed earlier
yeah.
already with that whole neutrality kind of sense to it. I will say this. For all of you that are here, as eccentric and quirky as Paltrow is, all the other 8 members respect him and seem to show some actual reverence for his genius in this.
He seems to know his stuff.
They take their orders from him, and he's the one who put this crew together. And
yeah, nobody works harder.
Actually, is looking pretty good.
That's right. Nobody works harder. He's up early. He's always here. Nobody's going to beat him in work, and he's really brilliant. But
yeah, man, I even did a stint on a farm once and worked in a combine and sang some John Denver, and it was incredible.
That John Denver's full of crap. So, sorry.
I thought the Rocky Mountains would be a little, I don't know.
A little rockier than this.
Oh,
sorry, we're getting off. Yeah, we're mixing all kinds of genres here.
Oh, so many right now. So many.
Anyway,
it's
genres.
Jeff Daniels come play D&D with
yeah. Hey, he's in Michigan here. So anyway,
there you go.
There you go.
All
right. Anyway.
Okay, let's get out of the Pauly Shore reference.
Yeah,
now.
we can. Well, thank you. I mean, so we see some real progress, though. I mean, it looks like it's actually taking some shape. I mean, I know
it looks like a boat now.
Is that?
Yeah, bro. At first, there were a lot of holes, and we had to do a lot of work to make sure that all the carpentry was kind of following the correct flow and structure. I will say, man, that Lil Vela knows what she's doing. Really, just incredible little halfling. She's kind of about the same size as you there, bro.
Makes sense.
Paltrow.
All right.
I did have a question. Is there any way to know how long ago it crashed?
You know, the wilds have kind of taken it over, man. I don't know. It seems like it's been here for quite some time. And yet it was really well preserved by the little child thing and his friend. They made an appearance once, and I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty
The freaky?
You met them.
That's one word for it, you know.
Also, if you do me a favor, if you at any point you see an electric unicorn, you just run, okay?
Sounds good.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll just boogaloo right on out of there.
I was gonna ask how long you've been out here, and if you found, if you just happened to find just randomly, this underground temple kind of looking thing, just stay away. But it sounds like you've.
Not that you should go looking for one.
No, definitely not. Just in case you happen to find one, just stay away.
Okay.
Don't go in.
Yeah,
don't go
bro,
in the
that's
front
not
door.
a problem, man. We're not here to break any laws or harsh anyone's vibe. We're just here to work on the airship, bro.
It's good. It's very good.
Oh God, could you imagine?
I hate you,
Weasel,
Brendan.
if Weasel became the next chosen one.
Well, since we're going to have a ship's engineer, and a crew,
well, I mean, that's what Brick is for, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Paltrow, though, you're growing on me. Can I give you a nickname?
Dude, do you like fungus, bro? That grows on you too.
No. Technically, yes. But I was thinking about calling. I was thinking about calling you the Weasel.
Well, it's funny you should say that, bro, because Weasel is like my nickname, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, back in the day, I was pretty notorious for cobbling together, improbable slapdash solutions for whatever materials we had on hand, man. And these people calls them the Weasley fixes, and it kind of looked messy, but it always worked, man. And so, well, they mostly worked. And then my peers began to jokingly refer to me as like the Weasel of Waverun, and so I got real scrappy in ingenuity, and the moniker eventually took over for my go-to identity. And so everyone calls me Weasel, and I just kind of took it as a new way of referring to myself. And so sometimes I call myself Wheezy, and people then decided to make it a verb, and so sometimes you just gotta wheeze and find the solution, man. It's an unexpected way of guessing and making up entirely.
Little wheezy?
Sometimes
function.
you gotta. The more wheezing, the faster this thing's gonna fly, bro.
Sure.
More function over form.
Now listen.
Yeah.
But I like things to look good. I work hard on my appearance.
Of course. And I think that perhaps the vagaries of your personality might have some people thinking you were a bit of an airhead. But
yeah, bro, my career really
you're clearly
shot.
not.
It took off really well, and then it kind of just plummeted. But we don't talk about the big whoopsie, man.
Sure.
Definitely
Well,
not.
we will not. We will not use a reference to the Big Wheezy. Or
Big
the
whoopsie.
Whoopsie.
I'm the big wheeze.
whoopsie. Yeah.
Okay.
big. What is happening right now?
Well,
Are
if
you
you look
okay?
around, we are actually working on your airship, man.
Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah, I'm
back.
sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
if you were on something, you'd tell me, right?
I'm
we drug
currently
test our
on your. I'm
employees?
currently on your airship, so
Okay.
Do we do
He's-
random
he-
drug
he's
tests?
Cal,
on
you're
our-
a paladin. Can you check him for substances?
I mean, he's on our payroll.
it's true. And so you know, everyone signed like your non-discretion,
Closure. Mhm.
NDA?
Yes.
disclosure. That's the word, man.
Yeah.
Your non-disclosure agreements, and everybody's gonna be real cool with it, bro. Trust me, we're all above board here.
I trust him. He seems like an up and up citizen.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Just doing our best to make you fly, gentlemen.
Charlotte, why do you have a
And-
problem with all the people we meet?
No, it's fine.
Well, and you know that's a high praise from Cal, who's afraid of heights, for
Listen,
working
but
on his
we're-
airship. So.
No, but seriously, bro, don't worry. I'm all about safety first. So if this thing goes down, you're gonna be alive until the very end of it.
Oh, please just let me in.
Very
It's
reassuring.
experienced the
You
whole
know,
thing.
honestly,
I broke myself there.
you know, at the heights that we'll be flying, if I fall off it, you know, I won't have to live with
I'll kill you
live with
before
the
that
after
happens,
effects.
Cal.
So,
Yeah, please. Just- if I somehow
Well,
survive the fall or the sudden
know-
stop,
You know, thinking about it though, Cal, you've got a good chance of surviving
I hope not.
a fall from the sky.
Turpin, do you have something in your eye?
I do have something. Yeah, I do. Yep.
Are you okay?
Hold
I'm
on.
okay.
I can wheeze it out. of
No,
you,
no, it's
bro.
okay.
I can wheeze it
I
out
got
of
it.
you,
I
bro.
got it. I already got it. It's fine. It's fine.
use Runchy.
Wheeze
Anyway.
it.
Nah,
That's not necessary.
you should
I-
probably use Tweezy.
Tweezy. Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
bro, that's fine. Tweezy, where are you at, bro?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Really, the moment has passed. It's good.
Yes.
I'm fine.
All right,
Thank you.
man.
Thank
Well,
you for
I'll
your
make sure.
services. though.
I'll make sure that Tweezy is on hand next time when you have an
Right.
allergic.
Listen, Paltrow,
reaction.
you're doing a
appreciate
phenomenal job, but we're not going to talk to you anymore. So, gentlemen,
I'll talk to you. I don't have a problem with him.
Yeah. Well, I
He
mean,
just
We
it's-
do
sounds
have
like
a
he's-
schedule to keep.
He
yeah.
just sounds like he's from the southwest region of Dolorade. Like, I mean,
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
South Central, perhaps.
Central.
So you've been to Wave Run then, man.
a couple times, you know, in my younger days, you know,
That floating ship out there, man. It's such a
Yeah.
cool city.
I really enjoy it. Really enjoyed it. It was a great destination.
Lots of Doliri. I like to travel there for the
Yeah.
vacations.
Yeah.
Everything's
Dreamy.
too expensive though because they've got to import all their goods.
Yeah.
You know, basic economic interactions where they have to, you know, bring things out, and then everything's overpriced and expensive, and you just want to wheeze the juice.
Yeah. It was a fantastic week. Cal just kind of looks off into space.
I genuinely thought we were going to
Paltrow tries to look and find it too.
I genuinely thought we were going to go
Cool,
this
bro.
whole campaign without replacing Keith,
Yeah. Well, this is,
and then
Oh, I'm trying to
Brendan
convince Turpin
does
some,
this.
or trying to convince Brendan of some way of finding Keith and bringing him
Yeah.
back.
no, he's
Fireside
busy.
I
Fables.
think we have plenty
yeah. We got.
along those lines.
You thought it was sandwich, and then you turned your back on
Oh,
Brendan,
no.
and behold, he comes up with the NPC based on Pauly Shore.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Amazing.
And
The
I have a blood
episode's
clot,
young yet,
so-
my friend.
I just love the
Let's go.
fever
All
dreams
right.
that,
Now,
that
are
Brendan
we-
goes into.
Are we
to
done
make
traveling
this.
for the day, or is this? Do we have a little farther we can go?
It was a day's
No,
travel to
no,
get here,
it's
wasn't it?
yeah. It took you about a day. The
Okay,
rest
so
of the
we'll
day
just-
to get here. So
We'll just
Yeah.
crash.
yeah, so
there and
Yeah.
here and yeah.
I mean, there was an entire barracks.
Yeah,
Yeah, we want to go under.
If we clean all the blood first.
no, the barracks was widely untouched.
Yeah,
it was the mess hall.
it
that
was the mess
The
hall.
mess hall was the mess.
Yeah,
Literally, yeah.
gained its namesake. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. Mess hall in the staging area.
So, you know, we're here at this location, guys. What do you want me to do with this cursed dagger?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. I was
Bury
gonna.
it in the ground.
I had
Just
a
get rid of
thought
it.
of trying to investigate it and see what was going on, but just because I'm interested. Interestingly enough, in the necrotic energy associated with it, but just
Could
because
be
but could be dangerous.
Could be a practical joke. I could just leave it up there with the crew.
No.
Oh,
No.
Put it in Paltrow's tool belt. They call it Kersey.
Knife.
Knifey, you're cursey.
Oh man, that's Razy.
Oh, jeez,
Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, I can just hold on. I can just keep it in the haversack until we have some more time. I forgot to hand that
Probably
over
the
to
best idea.
Yeah.
to Myas, whenever.
Yeah.
But that can be in our next time skip.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about it, but no.
I didn't.
Okay. Too much to do. All right.
Yeah, I was just gardening. That's what I spent most of my 3 months on.
Gardening.
He found a zen.
Broccoli was
There
amazing.
you go.
Broccoli.
You know, Beatrice spent some time on her garden. I created an entire Zen garden in my section of the.
Yeah.
I just
You know
saw
how
Cal
people,
do.
you know how people trim bonsai trees?
Yep.
Yeah.
Turpin does that, but it's broccoli.
Oh,
Oh,
Broccoli shaping is a long time halfling tradition going back many generations.
is it?
No.
Okay.
Sometimes that's how you know we're good friends. He just backs my play.
all right.
All right, let's go to bed.
So, you guys take a long rest.
Right.
Yay!
Brendan, did you get my text?
Yes.
Now I did.
Wanted to make sure.
So
Which text thread did it show up in this time?
Right. Yeah. It was a direct
Did I
text
do
to
it the wrong
Brendan,
one?
probably.
in my brain. No.
No, I did the right one.
Yeah.
My
Yep,
mailman
you're
just
good.
said he got a text. So anyway.
Yeah, I will send the crew
That's cool.
descriptions over
Yeah.
at some point. So
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, that'd be great. Yep.
Yep. For sure. Okay. Charlatan, yeah, it would take you about 30 to 45 minutes to kind of get up and over and down and in.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. You head down to the temple, and as you enter, you feel this presence watching you. And then the remnants begin to coalesce and converge, and the shape of a man begins walking towards you. The one who had told you that he was
Yeah.
the static stride.
Charlatan, again as Charlatan,
Sure.
he bows, and says, "Thank you for seeing me.
I was not expecting you.
I was not expecting to make this visit, but I was in the nearby area, and I was wondering if perhaps you received my query."
We heard the message from Opal. We do not know anything about your fallen friend. He is beyond this plane.
I see. Is there anything you could tell me to perhaps point me in the direction of a possible solution, or is that the end of it?
The modern Numenon are not capable of venturing through the Reverie gates. We are bound to this plane. We cannot leave it. Should you try and call on our aid while you are other planar, we will not be able to join you.
I see. Well, I thank you for entertaining my request nonetheless. And he bows again.
If Morlux is able to discover any information, and I see you before he does, I will share with you what he tells me.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Brightwing and the Emberhound also send their regards.
I am thankful for your aid and theirs. And I hope, beyond hope, that I will not find myself in the position to call upon you in danger, but please know that if I must, I shall.
Very well. I will say that we are still not connected to the stillness nor the form drinker, and Morlux has not opened himself up fully. Those three will not be able to come to your aid, not until you are joined with them.
Of course.
To find the stillness, you must venture northward to Finyoska.
Our next destination is Inode.
Very
There
well.
are nefarious things afoot in the city.
The Ennea Arcanum. We supersede them. We've come before. We can remember a time before magic was contained and controlled. The Marunumenon started, actually, from one who learned how to bind our souls to the material plane. Those of us that saw the need, desired to be a refuge for those that we loved. We joined, and here we remain.
I am deeply conflicted about this mystery. While I am happy that you are here to receive Franklin and keep him safe, I am troubled by the fact that you are bound in such places. I am troubled by a great many things of late. The questions are consuming me, as are many others.
We are glad, therefore, that you are capable of travel, and we shall accompany you when we are able.
Yes.
Keep Opal with you. She will be a friend.
I shall. Thank you again for her company.
She is our link to you.
Well, I will keep you no longer. Thank you for this audience.
He kind of nods, then all of a sudden, the remnants just kind of disperse. Easily some 40 of them, and just take to the skies.
Okay. And then I'll return to wherever the others are sleeping.
Very well. And with that, we are going to take a short break. We will be back, we will return, and we'll see you when we do. Thank you.
The rules mean nothing.
She just left.
Golly.
Jeff
wow,
is entering
Jeff.
his Bud Bunny phase. of the
Savage.
campaign.
He is savage.
I think we lost. Yeah, we
I
lost.
think you killed him.
Awesome.
Anarchy.
Oh, he can hear
He just
you.
went into
He
the
can
other
still
room,
hear
just-
you.
Just like,
Went in the other room to scream for a second.
Why are the cats running away from him?
That's brutal.
Well, I love you, Andrew.
Thanks.
Anyway,
At
we're
least
back for
someone
break.
does.
I do it from love. So anyway,
Yes.
I really
the
feel
tea.
that, Jeff. Yeah.
Easy McTeaserton over here. Okay. So,
I'll make
Coming
sure
back
not to
in.
pour health potion down your character's throat.
there you go. There you go.
I don't need one.
I'm not dead.
I'm
I
gonna admit it a
feel
good time.
happy.
gonna administer it from the other end.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get the
No,
you get the,
no.
you get the
Hey, now you'll be stone dead in a minute.
I made 6.
They're so healthy. It's so healthy.
I made I made 6 health suppositories for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Gets into the bloodstream faster that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cast Enema of Life.
Yeah, that's right. It's like, Cal's down. I'm not doing it. Are you doing it? I'm not doing it. We're all
He's unconscious. Prepare him for irrigation.
He engineered a specific plate that you can remove. It's like a butt flap for karma.
A butt flap. Yeah. Like in old prospector PJs.
Yeah.
It's rusted shut.
Well, there
That
is
sounds like a
down
personal problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oil cat.
Well,
If
we go.
the audience is keeping track, that is non-canon. Cal's armor does not have butt access.
Yeah, that's good. All
He's
right.
got a lock on it.
Yeah, that's right.
there. But mine does.
That's that's pretty special. All right.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
it's just for the snake anyway.
My pinky was a key.
There's an entrance and an exit.
There's a front door and a back door.
Ooh, woof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Opal
So-
wanted a basement.
Oh my goodness, that's
Oh, and-
I call it my walkout basement.
oh my god. Okay.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Incroyable. Incroyable.
Let's go save the world.
And on that note,
yeah, it's a,
Yes.
it's a new spin on pet doors. You know?
Oh.
oh wow.
I can't.
Anyway,
Where'd Fido go?
yeah, don't
This is
ask.
what happens when you don't let me count down correctly.
Yeah, that's right, every time.
You jinxed the whole dang thing.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Man.
We sleep.
Incredible. Okay. Yeah, you should take a long rest. Okay.
Not that we did anything.
Oh, you wake up. Ta-da!
Ow. My
So-
behind feels weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's the snake?
I'm lightheaded.
We call it the rear guard. Okay.
No.
Remember,
No.
Jeff, remember that. Tamaya's he's clear.
Here it is. Oh, all right.
Anyway,
So-
we've got the giggles here.
Ooh, you officially begin. Oh, we need more official music than
We need
this.
jaunty traveling music.
This is sad.
Yeah.
We're sad to leave right now.
Oh, well, you know.
Give me a C, a bouncy C.
Well,
Okay.
Just for clarification, while we're walking, and this would have applied yesterday too. Turpin will have Kara outside the keeper's chamber, and her walking speed is the same as you guys', so he'll just kind of chill on her back as we
Take a
walk
ride?
together.
And stealth won't matter. That'll be
Use
okay.
guys.
Well, I guess
So
we're
we're
not
not
close
we're not
enough.
stealthing.
We're not
stealthing
close
quite yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But we get closer, we'll have to.
Yeah, her nose and tremor sense should help keep us out of at least a little bit of trouble.
Well, that's true. The tremor
maybe.
sense is really important. I didn't think about
Very
that.
valuable. Very
Yes,
valuable.
That's great.
Okay, so you begin your travel officially. It is beautiful. It is a balmy 89-degree day where the wind whips across the plains. It's certainly
gross.
but here's the thing: is it's not a humid heat. There's actually a beautiful wind that continues to kind of sweep up behind you. This tailwind that kind of keeps you cool. And as you move, you get this sense that most things are hiding because of actually how intense the wind is blowing. Fortunately, it is to your benefit. Whereas, yes, you are upwind from where you are walking. So if there were to be predatory things out here, it would give you away. However, despite all of these things, you continue through the day. And eventually it gets to that point where you begin to tire. Your first day of travel is uneventful.
Ooh.
No way.
As you travel just a little bit further, the undulating horizon slowly gives way to a dramatic rock face. An unexpected split in the flat landscape, where the rocks' jagged edges, rise like the teeth of an ancient beast, worn smooth by centuries of wind and rain. There, nestled within the cleft of the rock, you find the perfect place to rest. The entrance of the cleft is cool and shaded, offering welcome relief from the midday heat. The rock walls, rough and weathered, provide a natural shelter from the wind, while the earth beneath is firm yet soft, with a mix of dried grasses and moss that has clung to the stone in the quiet persistence. Upon closer inspection, you discover a remnants of a small ruin within the cleft, a weathered stone structure half buried in the shifting sands of time. Moss clings to the cracked walls, and the remains of a few wooden beams, now darkened and rotted by the years, suggests that once a homestead stood there. The faint yet musty scent of the decaying wood mingles with the dry smell of the stone, and the faintest echo of long-abandoned life seems to linger in the air. Small patches of colorful wildflowers have sprouted through the cracks in the stone, adding flecks of violet, yellow, and red to the otherwise muted tones of the surroundings.
Nice.
As you set up camp, the setting sun casts a warm orange glow across the landscape, making the sky flare with deep crimson and gold. And the sound of the plains fades to a quiet hum as the evening settles in, and the cool night air begins to bring a pleasant chill. The ruins now feel more like a quiet sentinel, a marker of past lives who sought peace and solitude in the fringes of the wilderness. Yet as night draws near, the vastness of the plains presses in on you, reminding you of the untamed wilds that stretch endlessly beyond this small sanctuary. And so, here where your campfire does not shine and reflect out where others can see it, you feel that sense of calm, and you decide to bust out a deck of cards.
Uh-oh.
So, here is our chance to try the game of card mechanics that I have swiped off of Reddit. I've changed some of the rules a little bit, but that's where we got the inspiration from.
Thanks,
So,
Reddit.
yeah, I need you guys to just tell me a card. Tell me the number or the face, whatever the card is. Give me its face value and the suit. And that will determine who wins the round and who tells a story.
Go fish.
Okay. 7 of clubs.
The 7 of clubs.
Oh, bro.
Okay.
I steal it, Cody.
Yes. Loser.
So, Timaeus, I need you to tell us a story of struggle, either of triumph or defeat.
Well, here we are playing cards, and here we are on a trip going to see your family and look for your family, Turpin, and I think about, I don't know if I've ever told you about my parents. My dad was his expertise was flora and fauna, but he was a pretty good wizard. And my mom was a
wizard.
Was that? Not,
No.
okay. Not a lizard.
Ignore him.
It wasn't a
wizard.
lizard. It was
Yeah.
I think he said confused for a lizard. So
A thumping good one, I
yeah, he was a thump lizard.
They're like exterminators. Yeah, sure.
So he kind of got me into the alchemy thing, and my mother was a doctor too. So, but when soon after I was born, and then my sister was born some years later, and then that's when everything kind of stopped. For the elves, and they just, my parents really never talked to us too much about it, but I think they lost a child or two. And at first it was of course sad and difficult, but as the years have gone on, like so many of the other elves, they kind of lost hope, and it just became, it was like a contagion among some people. Not some would throw themselves into something, they would throw their lives, they risk it because they couldn't see an end to it, and some would just of course, like so many, might be alcohol or drink, but elves tended to be. It was just sad. My parents ultimately, the last time I saw them, they were what we might call the walking dead. They just had given up hope. And it's very sad that I haven't seen them. We tried. My sister became a light to our community. And she was like my mom, but she actually became a bard. So she could try to encourage people in her songs. And she would plant flowers just to encourage. And elves, nature is so important. And it's just so sad to me that when you lose hope, and I wouldn't even know where to begin to look for my parents now. They've wandered. And there's so many elves like that have just... So maybe that helps you understand why, we've called them the walking dead. And so this quest, the broken death that we're facing, it means a lot. And I'm just so thankful for my sister for giving me hope. And it's a continual struggle. So I hope that I'm sorry I've shared some of this with you, but I just want to thank you guys for going on this journey with me, because it means a lot. We have a lot of struggling to do.
Got any threes?
That was a fun game of...
No. Sorry, Tomas. I jest, but
no, I get it.
I really appreciate you sharing that. It definitely expands my understanding of why you're driven as you are to find that solution.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe what's happening with Uladar is maybe somehow related. It might be our first real alternative explanation of what's happening.
And I'm choosing not to be offended by the Walking Dead reference.
Yes, sorry. That was before I knew you.
It's two different things. It's two different things. It's just not the same thing.
The Walking Dead that are unbound.
The Walking Undead?
Undead, unbound. Anyway, yes, I know what you mean.
If there's anything I can do to help with that, Timaeus,
no. Well,
I appreciate your help too. It's not the returning the favor kind of a thing, but the tragedy that brings. If there's anything else I can do, anything I can do at all to help with that.
That's the thing. I think the elves have lost the big picture because they have no vision for it. But what happens is they're consumed with the now, and if we don't have a balance between the now and the vision of our future together, they both have to be there. And what's happened, they've lost that. They've lost hope. And that is just, it threatens to destroy my people. And for all we know, this could be the beginning of something else for all the races. So I've looked for the key in other races. Because why is it happening in just the elves?
Now, we know to a certain extent that elves are different in that they are not so much born but reborn.
Right. That's correct.
Do you think telling your people would prove of any solace as to
we've understood. There's brilliant elves that have studied this for years. And the problem is it drives some of those who study it just into despair. Because something is broken, the cycle. Something is interposed or interfered or makes you, Cal, what you just said about Uladar. I mean, could it be there's like a time? See, I tend to think in everything in time. When you're a hammer, everything's a nail. So I think of everything in terms of time. But it's something not processing, something not completing. And Uladar's kind of stuck in a loop of sorts. Why did he said to me that, why do you keep saying it over and over? And I only talked to him once. Is he hearing it? Is he like looping?
And even more concerning, he seems to have seen something or someone down there.
Yep. But appreciate your listening.
Of course.
Time for a new game, new hand.
Tell me a new card.
All right, Cody's turn because I stole his.
Jeff, wonderful job. You
Mhm.
get
Good job.
you get inspiration.
Woohoo.
Hey, there you go.
Jack of Diamonds.
The Jack of Diamonds. Well, Cal, I need you to tell us a story of fortune, whether it's good or ill.
Right. So imagine this is like very early on after I finally left my city and I had taken up the scales. One of our first gigs was to take down a Mercurial Order member who had held up inside of a noble's residence and tried to take hostage at the time. But we had no real way to ingress. So we came up with the crazy plan to, hoop and holler and create a distraction while they sent me and a couple of the other recruits, kind of around the side, and we would kind of climb up on and if you're wondering, this is probably where I generated my fear of heights, but
One too many falls, huh?
yeah, well, because there was a bluff to the side to
Yeah.
the side of the estate that gave us like a good, about 100 feet above the roof of the residence. So they took several sacks together, and we kind of stitched and put them together and created kind of a truss for us to try and hold on to, and we just jumped off the side of the cliff to try and get over the walls and then into the courtyard in order to begin the fight. And and we do that, and of course my bag kind of rips halfway through and I fall a good 30 feet finally to the ground. And that was okay. And we get in there.
You survived?
Yes, you made it.
Spoiler alerts.
Unfortunately, yeah, depending on who you talk to.
I'm so glad.
Legally? No.
Anecdotally, sure.
But we get in there and we break up, and the master of the house, is impressing that we try to gain some kind of reward for our troubles. And I of course, because I'm so knightly and proper at that time, is
Yes.
no, you can't.
And quite handsome.
Yes, very handsome.
Humble.
Dashing,
Yes.
humble.
But no
I am
cats
the
yet.
most interesting man in the world.
Is that a vodka commercial? But that's okay. Anyway.
Beer.
thirsty, my friends.
Yes, right.
We are not sponsored by Dos Equis.
Not at all.
It's okay.
No.
I don't always drink, but when I do, it's always the blood of my enemies.
We're available for sponsorship.
Yeah. Origin. I could just see him on the side of a bottle. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway.
Gosh, no. Yeah.
Anyway. Back.
But it turns out the thing that he was trying to donate ended up being a magical relic that exposed him also as a mercurial master.
Oh, no.
It was
Wow.
honestly quite interesting and quite a conundrum. I don't really know why he did that. But yeah. So I guess the moral of that story is just be careful with the treasure and what you offer to others.
Do you think it's possible he did it on purpose? Maybe he was tired of hiding?
Maybe. I can definitely start to understand that now, having kind of been watching over my shoulder for the last 3 months, waiting for the other shoe to drop.
It does.
Yeah.
It does drain one.
I didn't even think about that. How much stress you must be under to be worried about that. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, because I had been on the run for so long, leading up to, just even getting into Corinth and then leaving Corinth and then everything that we did with the Mantis. And it's not like I've exactly been living stealthily in the last several months, and I'm just waiting, it's a constant tension that I'm feeling right now, because at some point my choices are going to have to catch up to me. Maybe the same as that estate owner.
Let's make sure they're the right choices, Cal, and you'll be fine.
Well, unfortunately, in my experience, it doesn't seem that the right choices often are the ones that get paid out.
They do eventually.
I've found even doing the right thing can bring consequences.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But at least when a correct choice brings a consequence for good or ill, there's a peace in knowing that you did the right thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Is Charlatan
Ultimately-
Elias right now, or is he Charlatan?
He's charlatan.
Yeah.
We're here to shape those odds, right? So that the consequences are better.
Of course.
It'll just be, I mean, my biggest fear right now is honestly that the choices that I made in the past might lead to any one of you becoming hurt or
No.
dealing. I know that you willingly travel with me knowing
That's right.
what might happen, and I do recognize and understand that, but all of us are just trying to find ways to make sure that we can still sleep at night. I mean, sleep, relative. Sorry, charlatan.
All the same.
That's
Yes.
twice stories.
I know.
Are kind of like
Analogies just
Offended
bounce
the
off
dead
him.
guy.
Yeah, that's right. They just, yeah. Yep.
We've invited Charlotte in to suck it.
It's like they just pass right through.
That's right.
Just don't be surprised if there's a snake in your sleeping bag.
so that's what you call it.
That took a turn.
Right.
Andrew, take inspiration for Cal for sharing a story.
Yeah.
And we have time for one more round of cards. So give me one more combination of face and suit.
The
Go for it,
ace
Adam. Or there you go.
of hearts.
Ace
There you
of
go.
hearts.
I was actually thinking about that one.
Ace
Hey.
of hearts.
Mm-hmm.
That would be charlatan
Nice.
telling a story of love or loss. And for charlatan, he has 3 other individuals that he can pull
Yeah,
stories
you can
from.
pick one.
Got
Yeah.
options.
So charlatan, again, as charlatan,
Sebastian.
takes a look around the
Mhm.
campfire and says, "Love or lost? Let me see." And then he leans forward to tell the story. And when he does, he suddenly Sebastian.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yes. I'm so happy.
I happen to have a story about both. You see, we were...
Did you lose your dignity?
well, dignity was never very high on my priority list. But we were traveling in the northern regions of Dolorain, my troop and I, going from tavern to tavern, from play hall to play hall, chasing a dream. I loved performing. There was just something about it. I mean, I've had paramours before, but they were always something more of a distraction from the thing that really got my heart racing, and that's music. And for some reason, the bigger the crowd, the greater the thrill. I love music and performing. It's all I ever wanted in my life, and we were 10 days out from where we started. We had already performed 7 shows. On our way to the next one, when we decided to hold over in a small wooded area. I remember that when Lainey came over to me and sat by the fire, she smiled at me and She told me that she had fallen in love with me. I looked back into her eyes, and they were so beautiful, bright and clear even under the moonlight. I wanted to say it back, I did. But I couldn't. I knew that as much as I might have felt for her, cared for her, I could never devote my heart, as much of my heart to her as I did for music. It was my one true love. When I told her that, I began to cry. It was as if I had stabbed her through the heart with a dagger. She ran off back to her wagon and left me there to stare into the fire, and I thought that there had to be a way to make it up to her. Maybe write her a song or a sonnet. And that's what I did. You see his face gets a little haunted. I sat there by the firelight and feel the quill in my hand, and can hear the humming. My eyes were closed as I was trying to concentrate on the melody. Lainey, Lainey. And then I heard another noise. Twigs snapping underfoot. Grunts and growls in the night, and I saw the first arrow come from the wood line and strike one of the wagons. It went up like a candle. I stood, dumbfounded, and watched as the goblins came running out of the trees. Where's Lainey? Lainey, I have to help her. I have to get to her, but there were so many. And I found her outside the wagon. And she had a dagger in her heart. I shook her. I kissed her. I begged her. She was already gone. And then I felt the pain in my back, parting through. This can't be it. This can't be the end. It's too much. And I looked down. I saw the arrowhead. I felt myself fall, my bones made of paper. I laid there, knowing I was dying. I couldn't sing. I couldn't think. I could just stare up at the moon. I don't know how long I laid there. It must have been hours, but then the goblins were gone. Then I saw stars. No, too bright. The moon? Bright? No, there was more than one of them. Brighter. And as he's talking, Sebastian's eyes light up like charlatans. They were eyes, deep, like oceans of light. Shh, he said. It doesn't have to end this way. And I believed him. And I felt something tug. Not on my body. That was long numb from the pain. But a release of something as I flowed into those eyes. Like a twig on the river. And then he sits back and he's charlatan again.
All right, we'll skip you next time for story time.
Wow.
So he says that and he raises his glass because he has been mocking drinking along with you, even though you know it's empty.
Yeah.
And he says, "You asked."
Wow.
Not.
Wow. I feel like I need to apologize to Sebastian for being hard on him a little bit.
He
No.
He loved himself more than he loved others. But I think Lainey taught him something. Sometimes loving yourself is easy, but often empty. I take solace in the fact that now he's able to know deeper relationships than he knew in life.
That's good.
Perhaps it'll do him some good.
Oh, who's gonna
Garrett,
struggle
take
to fall
inspiration.
Wow.
asleep? Who's gonna struggle to fall asleep tonight, guys?
Not me.
All these happy stories. Yes, I know.
If I can, unless there's another round, Brendan. Were you going to do another one?
I was thinking we would do 3.
Okay.
That's good.
So, as a way of apology, if any of you are somewhat burdened by the story I told, I can at least make our surroundings a little better. And he takes out a crystal bead, and I'll just use a spell slot because I'm going to get him back. And he casts Leomund's Tiny Hut.
Tiny hut.
There you
Very
go.
cool.
Beautiful.
So around in the crevice where we're camping, you see this. It's a very similar dome to when you've seen him conjure before with Twilight Sanctuary, but that one was bigger, more translucent. This one looks more solid. It's almost like it looks like the inside of it as it forms around us. It almost looks like crystalline starlight. And there's this feeling of warmth and comfort and serenity inside. And
You get to set the temperature. What's
Yeah.
that?
so I would probably a comfortable.
This is where we learn charlatan has no gauge of what temperature feels
right.
like. So
148 degrees.
48. 182. Yes, yeah.
I think I'll sleep outside.
No, it's about 68 in here.
Perfect.
And he does that. He does that, and he says, "As cozy as a grave."
There's an analogy that works.
Hey,
No need for watches.
No.
Nothing can get in here unless I allow it.
This reminds me of camping as a kid, so it's good.
Yeah, and you look up, Jeff, and like when you look into the dome, you can see sparkles that look like stars that are constantly shifting, forming all sorts of
That's
different
fun.
constellations and things.
Fun.
Like
Fun.
Super cool. Nice.
I never went camping as a kid.
that. Well, first time for everything.
I lived in the woods for 10 years.
All right. Well, guys, take a long rest.
Yay! Let me regain all my resources I used.
Yeah.
Yes. Very important. Okay.
I'm assuming we keep our inspiration from those long.
Yeah.
Of course.
It lasts the entire session.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Got it.
It's not till the end of the session that it disappears.
Got it.
So,
Okay.
I used my inspiration to re-insight check.
that's not how that
Re-interrogate.
works.
Evaluate my
That's
choices
already
in
a pass.
companion
That is
after hearing
already
that
passed.
story.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. The group awakes and stretches. What a beautiful day. There's not much to tear down because you didn't have to do much to put it up in the first place. So, you were on the road bright and early, which is good. Because
Oh. Also, audience, we pre-rolled our travel table off screen, so that's why you're not watching us roll dice right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
the sun hangs low in the sky. It is climbing as you are starting off your journey across the plains. The air still cool from the evening's rest.
We roll another dragon.
The distant horizon is dotted with the occasional silhouette of boulders and tall grasses swaying in the wind, when suddenly you spot a cart ahead.
Oh, I've fallen into this trap before.
Yeah,
remember
Moving
There's a guy in a
slowly,
pit yelling for help.
moving slowly along the rough dirt path.
Okay.
Pulled by a weary mule, the cart is creaking under its load. And at the front, a blonde-haired woman sits hunched over the reins, her hands pale and trembling. Her face is gaunt and hollow-eyed. She is dressed in worn, faded clothing, and a thin shawl clings to her shoulders as though offering little protection from the elements. And behind her, 4 children huddle together in the cart. Their faces are pale. Their eyes are dull, as if they've seen too much sorrow over the years. The mule's steps are sluggish, barely lifting its hooves from their weight or from the ground. Its fur is matted with dust and sweat. The children, too weak to engage in much movement, stare vacantly at the ground or off into the distance. Their bodies look frail and thin. The air around them is heavy with the faint scent of illness, a sickness that is barely masked by their stale, bitter tang in the open air. As you approach, the woman's eyes flicker with a very apparent, nervous tension. She grips the reins tighter, and her gaze darts quickly to the children and then back to you, as if calculating the danger of your very presence. Her voice, when she speaks, is strained and quiet, a brittle whisper barely caught in her throat. We don't need anything. Just food if you have any.
Yeah, I'll go up with Cal.
Please don't get close.
No,
Please,
all right.
please don't get close.
I'm setting.
She begins to tear, and it's falling down the sides of her cheeks.
Okay. Going to set a couple of my rations down onto the ground and back like
Thank you.
15 feet away.
Thank you.
Do you mind me asking what's happened?
The children do not speak. They only shift uncomfortably, clutching one another for support. There is a boy among them, his dirty face is streaked with dry tears, who looks too young to be burdened with such grief. His wide eyes remain fixed on the ground where you've placed the resources. His gaze is haunted and distant, his body stiff and unblinking. The voice of the woman barely audible. She says, "Hi, I'm Aldea. No, sorry, I'm Aleda. These are my children, Dorian, Dania, Tovin, and Eris." And she gestures first to the dark-haired boy, who looks up at you for a brief moment before his gaze falls again, and then to the other three. The others. They're gone. You hear her just break.
What others?
She looks at the dark-haired boy. He's mine now. Her voice cracks, as though the weight of the words has only just begun to settle in.
So I'll say, from my position, not moving closer, my lady, I am a cleric of Kamaria. It is possible that I could help you with any sickness or illness that has befallen you or others, if you will simply allow me to approach.
You'll catch it.
I promise you.
No,
I will not.
But you'll catch it.
I will not.
My husband said the same thing, and now he's gone.
Your husband was not defended by a god.
She breaks and just weeps.
How far away are we?
You're standing some 15, 20 feet away at the moment.
So I'll take a cautious step forward.
Well, hang on a second, Elias. Allow me to do something for a moment. And Turpin is going to cast Detect Poison and Disease.
Oh yes, please read me the description of Detect Poison and Disease.
For the duration, 30 foot radius from self. It's concentration up to 10 minutes. For the duration,
Okay.
You sense the location of poisons, poisonous or venomous creatures, and magical contagions within 30 feet of yourself. You sense the kind of poison, creature, or contagion in each case. Spell
Okay.
is blocked by 1 foot of stone, dirt, wood, or 1 inch of metal or a thin sheet of lead.
Okay, so, yes, all of them are suffering from something called brawn rot.
Timaeus, Elias, have you ever heard of brawn rot?
We're both
Medicine
proficient
checks.
in medicine.
Roll medicine checks for me.
I'm not
Jeff, you're
proficient.
muted.
Oh, it was a 16 and then became a 3. 10.
I hate that for you.
Mine is a 16.
16, okay. The two of you have indeed heard of brawn rot. Elias, for you, most of what you're focusing in on is her brokenness. She is definitely struggling. And the thing that you do remember about brawn rot, mostly from Elias's connection to it, is that death is not from the disease itself, but instead from the lack of ability to take care of oneself.
Okay.
You
Wasting
waste
disease.
away so much that eventually you can't take care of yourself. And the fact that this woman is alone with 4 children, one of them not her biological child.
What
tells you
I
something about
what I
that.
immediately do then is
I can
you said
hear
we're
3 of
15
them.
you said we're 15 feet away, correct?
Just about, yeah.
So I will cast Twilight Sanctuary.
Okay.
Twilight Sanctuary allows me to end 1 effect on every creature within it, causing it to be charmed or frightened.
Is it
Okay.
Is it,
I can also lay on hands and I can cure 3 of them. I can cure
Okay.
disease.
So I will magically calm her fear and allow Cal to go forward. And I will also get closer because I don't know about him, but I do have advantage against disease.
You're kind of dead, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Also, as I approach, I am going to cast Divine Sense. I'm just curious if anything pops.
No.
Nothing out of
Nothing.
the ordinary. Okay.
These
No.
are struggling
People.
refugees.
Okay.
Now,
Just making sure it's not like a pesta or something.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, and you know,
Oh God, I would be so sadistic.
Cal, too, if you're going to heal someone, healing, I know the temptation is to heal all the children, but the mother is the one who's going to be able to take care of the other ones. And if without her being healed, then the others they can survive this if they can get some help.
So I'm going to try get closer to her because you said there were others behind her.
If you have her fear calmed, you can begin to approach. Yeah, there are 4 children.
Good
behind
idea.
her.
Okay, so I'm going to try and get as many of the infected within my dome as possible to remove their fear.
Yeah.
So I'll approach the woman first, and I'll cast Lay on Hands, taking 5 points to cure a disease.
Yeah,
and they'll also get how much is it? Twilight Sanctuary. They will get 10 hit points. I don't know if it matters for them, but they will get
Can't hurt.
6 temporary hit points. No, I'm sorry. 9 temporary hit points.
I need to honor Jeff's medicine roll again. There are 3 stages to Brawn Rot.
Okay.
The first stage is obviously the incubation, which is about 1 to 4 days of after exposure. The symptoms are mild fatigue, slightly sore muscles, which is very easily mistaken for overwork or stress. No real mechanical change to the body during this time. Afterwards, you enter stage 2, which is where it's onset. The duration is typically somewhere between 4 and 7 days. You're noticeably weaker in the arms and legs, you have difficulty lifting objects, and your endurance is reduced drastically. This Brawn Rot kills towns. Entire populations of towns have been wasted away and reduced to nothing, and many doctors have feared Brawn Rot for a long time. Stage 3 is a crippling weakness, and its duration is until it is cured. The symptoms are severe muscle atrophy, constant fatigue, and even difficulty in moving. You look at this mule, and this mule it has not jumped to the mule, but the mule is doing literally all the work for this family right now. Failing multiple days in a row, succumbing to this weakness progresses a creature from stage 2 into stage 3. To Myas, it's brutal. Strength is reduced. The speed of a creature is reduced. They have a constant exhaustion. And typically you've recognized that they cannot recover any kind of strength on their own without magical sort of implement.
Okay.
Potions, so long as they're non-magical, potions do nothing. If it's a magical potion, it can restore, but this is bad. There are natural recoveries to this, but they're very rare. Certainly you can do magical cures. Lesser restoration can be valuable in stages 1 or 2. A greater restoration is required for those in the
greater.
Well, from evaluating them, can I tell what stage they all stage 2, 3, or 3?
You're going to need
what?
a medicine check on each of them.
One. Okay.
Yep.
If he's explained these to me, can I give him assistance with that?
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll give it advantage on the roll.
So mechanic question, understanding that like lesser and greater restoration, would my lay on hands even cure these people?
Your lay on hands would cure
the disease,
stage 2 and below.
Okay.
2 and 1.
Stage 3.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna give you advantage, Jeff, with my assistance, and I'm also gonna cast guidance.
Okay. Wow.
So I would try to like kind of understanding and listening to them talk. I
Sure.
would try to none of them are in stage 3, right? Because they're still like actually able to
Or we don't
move.
know yet. Yeah.
Not sure yet. You haven't quite done all of it. You're guessing by her. I mean, guys, she is hardly holding on to this rope. It's everything she can do to hold the reins.
Maybe.
The mule has stopped because it's exhausted, and it's also terrified to see people on the road. But it's there.
Well, I will have cured its fear as well if I can.
Yeah.
So
It's currently standing there, and it's eating.
Oh,
And Turpin, if you want to talk to the mule, that'd be great.
well,
I don't know if you're any good at that.
talk it off the ledge.
No, you don't talk to it. I mean, just being nice to it.
Is
Okay.
Kara out?
Yeah, she would have been.
The mule is very, very wary of Kara.
I'll probably see that and tap her, put her away.
Noted.
Okay.
The mule needs comfort.
Wow.
I'll let Opal slide all over her.
Okay. So
yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
to Myas, I want, if we can make sure, I can do some medicine work here.
okay. Yeah. Let's find out where they're at, and then we can make it a strategy.
I don't want you to catch this.
Well,
I'm so serious. Inode is
Be at peace.
what about Inode?
entirely quarantined with this.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
The whole
That's where
city.
we fled from.
The
We
whole
only
city.
barely made it out of the gates. Yes, each district is locked down.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Well, let's look at you first.
Goody.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go advantage, and I'll just start with her.
Okay.
And
You have advantage and guidance.
I had 23 without guidance, but
She's in stage 2.
Okay. So I'll lay on hands her.
okay.
You place your hands on her, and she's please, and you all of a sudden she feels the warmth spread throughout her body, and her eyes, like the life comes to her eyes again, and she bursts into tears.
Trust us.
And she throws herself and just gives you a hug, Cal.
Oh.
It's just multiple thank yous over and over and over again.
We're
And
not
she
done
turns
yet.
and she looks dome,
but whatever.
she looks at the rest of them. Yeah, okay. You silenced her fear. You didn't cure her disease. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
take it easy. There's Jesus work at play. So
Right.
Let the spirit move.
so she turns. She looks at the other two, and she's like, "Please."
Give us a chance to
The one
to
that
look
she
over.
The dark-haired boy that she points to,
Dorian?
the one who is not her
Right.
biological son. Please, he's in the worst way, and immediately it causes you to have a moment of hesitation. If you do it on a stage 3, it's not going to work.
It's gonna work.
Okay.
So
Let me
If-
examine him then, huh?
please,
Okay, just to confirm that you're
Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure this is stage 3 without even
Between the two, but I mean, you'd still have advantage because we're doing it together.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
16, but I can take
I can
Well,
do
advantage
guidance.
and guidance
I'll do guidance.
that
do
was
another
with
D4.
that was with 1d4.
Yeah,
plus a 1 die
yeah.
4. Yep.
So 16 plus 4 20.
Nice.
Stage 3.
Stage 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll get kind of like a look.
His parents are gone.
I'll get kind of a look from Timaeus to kind of pick up on that, and Elias will say, "Come here, child. Let the good doctor work," and I'll kind of separate him a little bit.
Okay.
I'll keep him within sight of her, but just kind of keep some distance here because he's the most advanced case.
Okay. So I just keep going down. How many other kids are there? 3 more?
3 more. So Danya is about 7, Tovin is a boy of 9, and Eris is a girl of 12.
Dania?
Danya, a girl of
Okay.
7,
Okay,
Tovin, a boy of 9, and Eris, a girl of 12. Those are the natural born children of Alita.
Okay.
And they're all blonde like her.
So there's
Yeah,
5 of them
there is-
total.
There's 5 total. There's 4 children and the woman. The
Okay.
woman. All the children seem to share a silent bond. When you go to pull Dorian away, the other children, like, it's the saddest moment where all of them just, like, it's this leaning where you know, and you see a finger raised, but that's all they can muster.
Oh my. Okay. Well, let's look at him. Dania, you said?
Danya,
Oh,
Tovin,
boy.
and Eris.
Danny, I can't get a read on. I did roll like a 9 plus.
You rolled out of advantage?
That was with advantage. 11.
Okay. And guidance.
Plus
Yeah,
guidance.
plus like that was with 11 with
Wow.
guidance. Well,
Okay.
tell you what,
All right.
I'm going to use it again.
You have
Okay.
inspiration.
I
Okay.
mean, you also have.
Oh,
Oh
he's
yeah, I have
using his
inspiration. I'll
again
use my
feature.
inspiration first. Yes, inspiration.
Inspiration. Okay.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yes.
Let's do it again. Better 17 plus guidance.
There you go.
Yeah.
So-
So yep. So whatever. Yeah.
She's
21.
stage 2.
Stage
two.
Okay.
Okay. I'll dump another 5.
Danya's cured.
Okay. And then Tofid, is that the name?
Tovid or Tovin. Sorry.
Tovin.
Yep. A boy of 9.
Okay. Let's do him.
He's currently leaning into the shoulder of Eris, his older sister, and her arm is over him, but you can tell she's lost feeling in that arm.
23.
Stage 2.
Okay.
And is that your last one, Andrew?
Yeah, if he does this for today.
If I do this one, go ahead and examine the last one. I just want.
Okay.
Well, I have less restoration if you need it.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, good.
That makes me feel better. So,
So you're
then,
going to go
yeah,
ahead.
I'll-
And, okay.
If Brendan
I'll
will
go
let me
ahead.
retcon having prepared it
Sure.
for
Okay.
the sake of the children.
And what was the last?
I
What
have
was the last kid's name?
restoration.
I'm not heartless, please.
Yeah. What was the
Take
last
less
kid's name?
restoration today.
Yeah.
Eris,
Eris. Okay.
a girl of
You
about
might
12.
want to have the keep that prepared as we venture into it.
Yeah. Well, now we got to
Yeah.
change things a little bit here. Yes. Okay. That was a 20 plus guidance. So, yeah, 24.
Nice.
Stage 3.
Stage 3.
What was the other boy? The dark-haired boy's
Dorian
name?
and okay.
Dorian.
You get the sense that Eris has been taking care of Dorian, and the fact that she had to take care of him has progressed her
The
further.
strain.
Yeah.
Well, we
It's
have.
heartbreaking.
Well, I have my new potion.
You do.
Yeah, but you've got 2 cases.
I've got 3 of them.
There are 3 potions.
Yeah, I'd do it.
I'm
I'd
worth
do
it.
man.
It's worth it to
kids.
me.
For the
For the
kids, we
kids,
can save. We
absolutely.
can save
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell Dorian. I'll say, hey, do me a favor. Would you give us some water and you drink this?
Well, I'll take. Yeah, and I'll
And
take.
you take the
I'll,
girl.
I'll
huh?
take the 2 of the
He
2
can't
two
do
with
it
stage
himself.
3.
Jeff,
put them
it's
together.
so bad
So
that
we're
he
gonna have to
can't
help him.
open his mouth.
All right,
you
you
have
do
to
one and
open
I'll do
his
the other
jaw
one.
for him.
Yeah, we'll just pour it.
This kid's emaciated.
Oh,
You do
hardly
the-
eaten.
I'll take the boy. You take the girl.
Got
and
it.
we'll
Yep. We'll just do it. Yeah, we'll just slowly feed them
administer
the.
this.
Yeah, it's not very big. It's just a little thing, but still, for them, it's like.
Yeah.
Okay, try it. You want it? Let's do it.
There's coughing and spluttering, but they get it down. And you just see Alita just
Save all
weeping.
3, or yeah, all
4.
all of them,
4
all
kids.
5.
4 kids.
And
So
then
as we're watching the family weep over each other now that they're cured,
They're still
it takes a while.
exhausted.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm
yeah.
gonna lean into.
They need food.
Yeah.
They're
gonna-
they're also malnourished on top of this.
I'll
If you do some hunting.
I'll be like,
I was just
Yeah,
gonna say,
I-
let me do some foraging.
I
and
was
hunting.
gonna like yeah, Turpin, Arlen.
Yep.
We'll stay with them. If you guys can maybe, I know this is plains, but any kind of fresh meat would be, I think, greatly appreciated.
Sure, yeah. Anything to help the
berries.
kids.
Maybe some rabbit, even. Yeah.
While they're doing that, as Elias,
Sure.
I'm going to lean into Timaeus
Mhm.
and say, "You clearly understand this disease better than I do. How is it transmitted?"
As far as we know, airborne and touch, right? It's a little bit of both, right? It could be contact or. Right.
Timaeus.
It's possible that you have contracted it during this transaction.
Not me.
Timaeus.
Yeah, he's
You're immune to disease. Shut up.
Can it,
Paladin's the best class.
but-
Change my mind.
Elias,
Right.
Mhm.
Elias gets serious and leans in and says, "Is there any chance of a contamination to the water supply?"
You mean causing it at the city level? Oh, you mean getting it back to? It's absolutely. I mean, any transportation of it could actually absolutely.
Going from Inno to Kaiwind.
Well, your understanding with your understanding of the disease, do you know how it is passed to one another?
Yeah, if it is
Or
airborne or if
creature.
it is. Now,
Water or
the
potable?
question always is how much a disease can live without something to eat, which is another life form. So
Yeah.
can it exist within the water? I
What's
don't
its
know.
half-life? Right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a question. You know, this
Oh boy.
this may mean we have to cut off the water supply.
It might mean
If we find that it's been
we
contaminated.
Would you do me a favor?
we should send a sending to
You look
to
over,
both-
and Alita is feeding the two rations that
specifically-
you sit on the ground. She's feeding the children.
Okay.
Timaeus,
Mhm.
I'll pull out
specifically
another
the person,
ration.
specifically the person that needs to be made aware of this immediately is Twyla.
Twyla and
Well-
Lady Janelle.
We'll have
I
to.
will say that Alita is incredibly thankful for the rations.
Right.
Yeah.
She
Not-
also recognizes that they've been lucky to make it this far in Command Tech territory.
Yeah.
She wants to keep moving. She is so grateful.
Yeah.
No,
I think.
so what I'll do is I will hear her say that, and then I will come up to her and I would say, "Good lady, you need to rest.
Yes.
I can guarantee that you will be safe tonight."
Yeah, we're gonna have to get her back.
What do I? Well, so
Yeah.
we're quick, Britton. If I get a really good stealth check, can I get advantage on a survival to go hunting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
If you want to cast Pass Without Trace too, you can.
Yeah, it'll give you
No,
a
that'll
good-
be
good
necessary.
burn.
You get your spell
How's a-
slots back at the end of the day
Never
anyway,
mind.
and that's
you
a
got a
plus 10.
27.
How's a 27 for a stealth check?
Holy
Well,
mackerel.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
If you
Not
can hit a
bad.
red dragon, it's
So can I get advantage on a survival check?
It's
for
not
hunting?
it's
Yeah,
not
you can.
Alexa levels, but you know.
It's not Mardigan levels.
Sweet.
Suck
She
it.
was twice Turpin's level.
25 for a survival check.
Okay.
Get to go hunting and find something with meat on it.
You find a pack of Velohorn not far off.
If I've got Arlen with me, we can get at least 2.
What's
Well,
that?
their
Yeah,
prices
would not need
I'm sorry,
to.
I wasn't
These-
looking.
Oh, this is the big
buffalo
one. The
meat.
big buffalo
Oh,
meat.
okay. Huge.
Mm.
You'd be you'd
Yeah.
be lucky to
By the way, get a
be able
bull,
to
not a cow.
carry
Yeah.
one of those back.
Yeah. Well, I just want to make sure I get one, and we'll go from
I'm
there.
with you.
Yeah.
Is this
So,
summer?
right.
Is this considered summertime?
Yeah, it's summertime.
Yeah, balmy. Remember?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I just didn't know if it was.
This is a Velohorn.
Oh,
Dang.
golly.
Wow,
Yeah,
they're
that'd work.
cool.
That's some
That's
good eating right
scary.
there.
That's
That'll
scary.
work.
It's
All right.
kind of like a bison meets an antelope.
Right.
Nice.
Okay. So
And
I
a
will
lion.
I will hand signal with Arlen, and we'll pick one out. And if we, Arlen, do you have any distance weapons anymore?
I still have my crossbow.
Crossbow. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Because if not, I mean, I could hand. Yeah. Okay. You cool deal.
I don't use it very much anymore, but I still have it.
I have a longbow if anybody wants
Speak
one.
up and beat it with
I
rocks.
still have
Me
mine.
too.
Right. So if the two of us could pick one,
One target.
and target the one Velohorn
Okay.
and try to attack it at the same time, like we did the guy in the caves
Okay.
a while back. That was cool.
Are you gonna enhance your attacks at all with any
I'm gonna hunter's mark it.
hunter's
yeah.
mark? Okay, so hunter's mark from the stealth position.
Mark off the spell slot.
Yep,
It'll do a
yep.
dreaded strike and everything. Anything I can.
Yeah. So okay. So in this regard, go ahead and both of you roll attacks at advantage.
That means, Cody, you'll have sneak attack on this.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll definitely have sneak attack.
Okay,
Yeah.
so my attack is 24.
28.
Yeah, that'll both hit. Congratulations.
All right. So 2d6.
This is where we learn these things have
Four.
200 HP.
I have
Right, yeah.
100.
Yeah.
That's a bit much.
12. 12 was the damage without the sneak attack, and then with
Or
it,
2d6.
and then with it is an additional 10. So
22.
20,
22.
Okay, and then what was Turpin's damage?
9 plus 5 is 14.
14. Okay, so 14 and,
And
22 is
36.
38.
Are we doing one round? Or
Sorry, 36.
one-
No, 36.
Are we doing just one round or one attack?
It's an attack, but that means that if you're level
'Cause
5, you get 2 attacks.
I've got 2 attacks per action.
Yeah.
And if we're close
Cody
enough,
doesn't. Cody doesn't. But
I
you
do not. No, I
That's
have
fine.
1 attack.
If we're close enough, like if with a we're close enough for a hand crossbow, I could always just try it anyway.
Oh yeah, you were
I
able
could
to
do a
sneak up
third
within
attack.
30. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's roll
'Cause-
the second and see if that's all you need.
Okay. That'll be with advantage or not with advantage?
Still with
anymore?
advantage because
Still
this
with
thing
advantage.
still
Same
doesn't.
round.
Yeah. Same round.
Sweet. That'll be a 25.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So then it'll just be 2d6
2d6
plus 5.
plus all
That's
the things.
10 total.
10.
So,
You were 36, so
46.
That's enough.
Sweet.
Yeah, these things have on average 45 HP.
Sweet.
The 3 crossbow bolts that are loosed all pepper right at the shoulder and end up striking into heart and lungs.
Nice.
And the creature maybe makes it about 15, 20 yards before it collapses in a heap.
Good luck
Nice.
moving it.
This thing is heavy, y'all.
Yeah. Holler back. Hey, fellas.
Oh.
We've got
You know-
food.
So
Need
You're
a
like
little
a mile
assistance.
while they were doing that, Brendan,
Yeah.
Elias is going to go over to Cal
Mhm.
and say, listen, I know we haven't traveled very far today, but I think we should camp here for the night.
That's fine with me. At the very least,
Yep.
to be with them to make sure that they're in at least a decent enough. And Brendan, what exactly is kind of our arrangement and understanding with the command tech? I know that they in the past granted us personally, like
It's you
passage.
personally.
Yeah. If I was to use, crap. What's the thing that I have inventory? Jeez, my Illuminator's tattoo. To write script on their cart, that would only be visible to the command tech.
Well, it's
because
visible to one creature.
one creature. Dang it! I was hoping I was.
And we may
Well,
have to
I
escort
mean,
them back a day.
I can choose to make it invisible, but I could also choose to.
You can choose to make it fully visible, and
Fully
there's
visible.
no one else out here.
I can keep them safe from the command tech entirely. The problem is I can only fit 9 in the dome, and there are currently 11 of us.
Well,
I would.
all sleep
I
outside.
would sleep outside. Yeah, that's
We need
no.
to contact the command tech. We need to tell them to stay away from
Well,
Inode.
we're
So,
working our
yeah.
way in that direction. So
I think we're gonna have to take them back at least to the to our airship.
Skywind.
Is at
Yeah,
least
or
out of the
yeah.
command tech. I mean, that territory, and then we could summon someone to escort them back in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I'll
good.
have sending
well,
tomorrow. I don't have sending now.
I mean,
That's what I'm thinking.
if we send them back, I mean, we're not really in a rush to get to Inode. We're not in a timeline,
Right.
so we need to send at least 3 sending spells anyway. We need
How
to
far
contact.
into? How many hours into command tech territory are we, Brendan?
You were in it the moment you left
Time
Kaiwind.
is- Yeah,
Kaiwind,
the whole
yeah.
area.
It's
So
the
we're what?
entire
We're
time.
3 days out
Yeah.
or
2.
2 days out?
Could we? Here's
Or 2
You've
days.
traveled
half.
about 30 miles out of the 90 to get to Inode at this point. You've still got about 60 miles, so it's roughly
How-
3 days.
So
of travel.
my
and a half,
my
really.
suggestion here is we're gonna have to do a little bit of sending magic here. We can request that one of my detachments meet us at the airship. They already know the location. We can escort them back there, and then
You do
they can.
have Pegasus Knights.
Hmm.
Ooh.
They could meet us at that location. We'd only lose about because it's been about half a day travel
We lose
today,
a full
right?
day.
Full
The
day.
Pegasus, if you were to send for the Pegasus tomorrow, they could be there within
Yeah.
3 hours, 4 hours.
Yeah. So we could just send for them, and we'd lose
Or,
about a half day of travel for us total to make sure that they get back, which would be worth it in my opinion. And then we could have a cart with a mule.
As an alternative, how about this idea? Instead of hiding from the command tech and hiding them from the command tech, what if we set a campfire, throw some green leaves, something, and to notify the command tech, let them come to us because we are in good standing with them. We communicate to them what's going on. We tell them about Inode if they don't already know themselves. Explain the situation and negotiate free passage for the lady and the children.
Don't want to risk their health after we just cured them of an incurable disease.
I can make it to where the command tech cannot are literally incapable of reaching them.
Sure.
For a period of yeah, you could, before we set off, we could cast another hut.
Because the command tech might already know about Hinode, and then we could get, not only could we gather information from Alida, and we could also gather information from them if they know. We're in good standing with them. It's not like we're sneaking across here because I understand we are.
Yeah, I do not want to put any innocents
They don't
at
even have
potential
to see
risks. I know. I'm just being. We're already traveling to visit with them. So why potentially put even the innocent civilians at risk at all?
Well, actually, we'd be giving them a good idea not to attack any innocent civilians. If they're coming from Inode, then they might be infected.
We're also warning the
We can still
themselves.
Exactly. Like I'm saying, we're still going to go and talk to them and do that half. I just don't want to do the signal fire thing.
It'll get their attention.
Well, I think we should evacuate first. If we can get tomorrow, we can get the.
My guess is they already know. Yeah, my guess is they already know we're here, and they probably already know that these people are here, and that's why they stayed alive as long as they have, because they knew that they were diseased in some way.
Sure, I was about to say, as you say that, you look over and you can see that there are individuals approaching.
No, see, okay, well, the point's moot.
Well,
let's see what kind of individuals they are.
Well, they can see my dome.
They seem angry.
Oh boy.
Well, they misunderstand. Yeah, they don't know what we're doing.
My dome isn't subtle, so
yeah.
And I'm gonna. Well, let's see. How long does it last? It's probably
8 hours. But you have to remain inside it.
You have to remain.
I'm not talking about Liamans.
Right, the Twilight.
The Twilight.
But I think it only lasts a minute. No,
a minute.
So it's down.
Okay.
It's down.
Yeah, it's down.
They might be upset about the animal
but probably
spot on. They approach, and the one that actually speaks comment says, "Which one of you shoots our sacred animal?"
Here we go.
Turpin will very slowly raise his hand.
I'm going to whisper to the family, if you would be so kind as to get behind me, please.
They all then,
yeah. Yeah.
And Arlen will stand next to Turpin.
Why do you shoot the Velohorn?
These travelers that were trying to seek asylum from another city starved, and they needed some kind of sustenance in order to be able to carry on in their travels, as we managed to cure them from a disease, and without any sustenance they would not be able to continue on. I understand we would not have done this if there was not a major need to save the children.
It's completely out of necessity, not out of sport in any way whatsoever.
Then you will not object to us cutting meat for you and taking the rest of the animal with us.
Not
Please.
a bit.
Of course. I was actually going to be very upset that I know that we would not have been able to take the rest of the creature for meat to make sure that it was being used, and not simply. I don't even know how to.
Are you aware?
We don't want anything to go to waste any more than you don't.
Very well. Tomorak will be notified about this.
Yeah,
that would be wonderful. We're actually wondering.
We want to speak with him?
Wanting to speak with someone.
He knows of us, and we were hoping to be able to continue discuss something with him and pass along some information that he may be interested in.
Tell him Phoenix Company requests an audience.
They take a look directly at you and look at Cal and say, "We were told that men with plumage was sign of people allowed to pass."
Yeah. So
I show him my cloak.
Like I said,
plumage. I like
the
it.
plumage.
Yeah.
Plumage. So, yeah,
Summon Tomarak.
yeah,
Thank
we'll stay here.
He begins to
tonight?
speak in a language that you don't recognize.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's Command
I'm gonna cast command comprehend language.
There you go.
Are you doing this stealthily?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you are casting a spell right in front of them.
Okay.
Please be careful.
All right. So, stealth
Stealthily.
roll. Ooh, not great. 4.
Oh!
I have
He stops and
Hey.
looks back at you and says, "What are you doing?"
Inspiration? Inspiration?
Oh, inspiration.
I do have inspiration. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Please. Please.
Nope. 4.
Oh no.
All right. Here we go.
So, I'll
I
cast
have-
it. I'll cast it.
I have comprehend languages too.
Yeah, that doesn't help us
Hold
right
on.
now.
Here's what I want to do. So I have keen mind.
Sure.
Did I hear their leader say anything in their language last time we met?
Yes. Technically,
Do you remember what I heard him say?
that was 3 months ago. Keen Mind
Oh,
covers the last
last
30 days.
Okay.
Oh man.
So suck it.
Okay.
All right.
We have invited
So
Charles.
I say,
I can't not say that.
here's what I say. Here's what I do. I say, forgive me, but the family, and I move and show them the withered children. Basically,
Yeah.
they are quite weak, and I was using my magics to shore them up. And I will lie
Roll a deception check for me.
because I am much better at lying.
3. No.
10.
Oh no.
No.
You're. Come
Now I
on.
use. Can't believe you talked me into my inspiration. Out of my inspiration.
Oh,
I use it
but-
right there.
Sorry.
Can I cast guidance on myself?
You don't
but it
need
would
to.
be-
He rolled a natural 1.
Oh thank goodness.
Okay.
Distracted by the.
I'm going to show, but I'm gonna, as I
heartbreaking-
do that, I'm going to draw specific attention to my cleric's vestments that I'm wearing.
Okay.
Oh
So-
my word.
So that being said, you speak your lie, your untruth. And he looks at the withered children. He looks at Alita and looks at the rest of you. And as he turns, he says, "It is unlikely that they will live long anyway. Let's cut the meat for them and take the Velo horn back for the tribe. Summon Tomarak. He will want to know of what they're doing."
That was in command tech, correct?
That was in command tech.
So, you said you'll summon him. Our plans were to stay here for the rest of the night. So that if he wishes to come, we'll be here.
This family is too weak to move.
We will
Yes.
provide scouts to make sure that your area is safe and secured for you to sleep.
I
Gratitude.
appreciate that as always. Your tribe's honor does you greatness.
He nods his head, and then he turns and says, "Cut their meat." And the two braves go over and begin to field dress the Velo horn.
Awesome.
They are doing so in such a way that each organ is being taken for different purposes. They have sacks that they're pulling it onto, and you hear this whistle as they begin to call others forward. All of a sudden, 20-some command tech are there pulling from the creature and moving it off, these bowls, attaching it to chumas or horses and slapping the booties of them, and off they go off to the tribe.
Turpin will raise
Eventually-
his hand and actually be like, "Do you mind if I watch? You guys know how to do this so well. Would you be offended
Roll a
if
persuasion
I
check.
wanted to learn?"
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion check. Actually pretty decent at persuasion. 14.
14. You interest. Watch from sight.
Okay. Thank you.
And they go through and they begin to cut some of the meat. The meat that they cut off for you are the loins,
Nice.
the inside loins, because those are the first things that you can cut and eat.
Sure.
And then as they're continuing to cut, they're like,
They'll need some fatty bits.
"Velo horns already have much fat.
Well marbled.
Reality is that blood is not sufficiently drained. Will be irony."
I don't think they're going to complain about flavor at the moment.
They nod, and what they do then is take a stone dagger and slice it right into the back and pull down along the spine. It's incredible how smooth that jagged stone dagger cuts, and they begin to cut out all of the back strap, and they hand it now to you and say, "Rest for Kamentek."
Thank you very much.
Much appreciated.
Make steak like butterflies.
Turpin?
Kind of together, I'll say, I think they are probably pretty well aware of this contagion.
Are they? You think so,
Yeah,
huh?
Just their mannerisms and the
Well-
way they're talking about this.
In a sense, that is lucky, because it means that they will give people from Inod a wide berth.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Probably how
Might
they made
account
it
for the
this far.
fact that they made it this far already.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought.
Do we need to roll anything to see if we got infected?
It's a different
Not yet.
issue, right?
I'm sure he'll tell us if
That's
we...
what I want. That's what I want to do with something with origin.
I can cast detect disease and poison again if it helps.
I was hoping to do something with
That would
origin.
help, actually, Turpin.
I can do that.
I have my less
Okay, good.
restorations.
Yes, that's actually a better.
I'll
ready.
bring the guys together and be like, okay, let me look over you for a second. Dr.
Mhm.
Turpin, take a look at you.
I like it.
Oh, gosh. Dr. Turpin's.
How many,
Oh,
how many were
Dr.
exposed?
Turpin.
I've got-
Three of us?
I've got this ache in my back, and
Hey, Doc, it hurts when I do this. Don't
so
do
I
that.
cast
Yeah.
detect.
Nerf.
I cast detect poison and disease.
Turpin, you've contracted it,
Okay.
and Timaeus has contracted it.
So I've got good news and bad news.
It's currently in the incubation phase.
Okay. I will,
It's early onset. Arlen, you're fine. Cal, you probably knew you're fine.
I mean,
Charlatan,
I haven't gotten sick in years.
shush. Charlatan, Elias, you're fine. Timaeus, unfortunately, you and I have contracted.
all right. So I'll walk over to them and I'll put a hand on each of their shoulders and I'll cast Less Restoration on both.
Mark off the spell slots.
Do I need to check the command
cured.
tech?
oh, you're cured. Okay, that was easy.
Lesser Restoration takes care of phase 1 and phase 2.
Ah, yes, awesome. Well, thank you.
As long as we catch it early, we can do work. here.
Now, I will
Yes.
say the potion takes
Oh.
time. It mimics the effect of that spell, but it does take time.
longer. So.
However,
Gotcha.
it does seem to give them a real good boost right then and there. Their bodies just have to take care of the rest of it themselves.
Yep.
So
Right.
at this point, they're no longer innocuous. They're not going to spread it.
But they're still feeling the
They're
effects.
still feeling
they're,
the symptoms.
they're in
There's-
need of care.
They're
I'm
already
gonna-
passed out, y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Poor
wave
things.
I'm gonna wave Calliope over to me.
Fair enough.
And say, if you would be a lamb and set up an overwatch position for the camp, I would be most grateful.
She just gives you a silent nod. She's currently wearing a helm that has a little face over it.
Yeah, and if what would be even better, Calliope, if something were to, come up and we needed to be alerted, one of those lovely roars of yours would be most appreciated.
You can
you
sense the smile underneath her armor and her helmet. Yes,
She
she's
likes the
excited.
roars.
Oh yeah. There's something about it.
It's quite intimidating.
Mhm.
Why do you think Eliza wanted me for a gladiator?
Exactly. I'm just glad to call you friend.
I think it was your winning personality.
The smile.
She chuckles a little bit.
Did you watch the command tech when they prepared the meat? Could they have poisoned it?
It's pretty
That would've
fresh.
been-
I don't.
Turpin,
Told
roll
by
a
the-
perception check for me.
But that would have been told by his spell, right?
Yeah. Your
That's
spell
true.
detects no
That's
poison.
true. That's true. Yeah, so we're not
24.
okay. That's good.
There's
Never
no
mind.
poison around.
Yeah, no. So something's off though.
Something else is out
They're
here.
keeping
Oh.
a wide berth. They're talking a lot about you.
Again, did I pick up on any other language?
I understand. You
Yeah.
totally can pick up their language. They're keeping a lot of distance so that no one can hear, regardless of whether
Okay.
they're fluent or not.
Yeah.
Okay. We just chill out, grill some steaks, try to feed these kiddos and Alita, and then I would like to talk to him about Inode.
Okay.
How long this has been going on?
Turpin.
Noted.
Do they know the Hardfoot family by any chance?
Okay, I think Tamias has come up with a pretty good plan here. I'll let Jeff fill you in.
Well, I just would like to know what they're talking about because I feel
Me
like we could get. And Arlen can cast comprehend language, and I can cast invisibility on him.
Oh,
And he could get a little closer and maybe listen in.
And I'll cast guidance on him to bump him up even more.
okay.
I'll
I love
I'll
y'all.
run-
Y'all are
I'll
so
run-
dope.
I'll run kind of a distraction to make sure they don't notice us casting 18 spells on
Yeah,
one
I'll start
person.
casting. I'll start
you-
spamming
you
radiant
could-
flare as fireworks.
Well,
getting
you guys,
oranges.
you could do this inside of the dome.
Inside the we
Well,
could.
but we haven't cast.
We're waiting for
um,
nightfall for the
all right,
dome.
guys.
At the same time, the dome can be recast,
That's true. I have multiple spell slots.
I get
and you can cast it ritually for not a spell
Right.
slot.
I
It just
get
takes
out
10
Origin.
minutes.
I get out
Yeah.
Origin. So he pops
Okay.
out, kind of cover him up here. I say, Origin, could you give me a drop and give Arlen a drop of blood?
You watch as Origin reaches out
want
a
my blood.
small finger,
I'm sorry.
and a
What?
single drop falls onto the little fleshy part of the hand, right here between the index finger and the thumb, and it gets absorbed into Tamias's flesh. And Arlen, do you reach your hand out?
Yes. I trust
Another-
our.
Did you know
One
that magic
drop
is
of blood.
communicable?
Ew.
A single drop of blood falls onto your hand and begins to be absorbed by your skin very quickly.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, a voice comes into your mind, Arlen.
You see
and
sound.
It's Origins, and he says, "You and I are bound for the next hour."
Eternity. I mean, hour.
I can hear everything you think.
And I tell Origin, tell Arlen he can talk through you to me.
So I try it out, and I said, I think.
Immediately, whatever you begin to tell Origin conveys over towards Tamias.
Check, Mike 1 2. Check.
Check, Mike 1 2.
So,
What does
For
it
sake
say?
of-
Sibilance.
for sake of time, I will.
Red
they're
leather,
sleeping.
yellow leather.
They're all sleeping, right?
The family is sleeping.
Yeah.
They've
The family's
eaten.
sleeping.
They're
So
exhausted.
I'll
They're
go
sleeping.
sit. I'll go sit amongst them and use 1/3 level spell slot and cast Liamans around us.
Dude, you could just spend 10 minutes and.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm
and
just.
not.
I
Yeah, not
because
use slot.
I need to cast guide. Well, I guess I could do that, but I need to cast guidance. But I will use.
we can spend 10 minutes before we start all the other
Yeah.
casting.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll
Yeah.
we'll
Save your spell
we'll have
slot.
done that. We'll have done that.
I
So
have a feeling if we mess up, you
and
might
then
want
from
that
inside
spell
the
slot.
hut.
I will say, invisibility is a second level spell.
Mm-hmm.
Every time it is upcast, it allows you to target an additional
Another
creature.
person. Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing, guys.
It's true.
So I can't leave the hut, but
That's fine.
Opal can.
That's
Ah.
true.
Well,
And
I
that's
could
true.
send. But I could send
And-
Turpin with him too. You're right. I mean, we could if you want 2 people, but
And
know.
Opal could be slithering
Right
right
with him.
along with
Right
them.
with
So
us.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast another.
Holy
charge.
crap, here we go.
I might. Well, I was gonna offer my Turpin services for the
The
distraction.
infiltration crew.
Cal's
here.
gonna lay on his back and just shoot Eldritch blasts into the air. For
yeah,
the
right.
next-
Yeah, right.
Well,
Well,
I was gonna release Kara and just kind of like do
Oh my
some
gosh.
tell her to do some. I've been instructing her on different words and things like that, and tell her to kind of jump around.
Yep.
And,
All right, everybody
But the
wants to
first
use
thing-
the new
Big
shiny
and-
But
toys.
the first
I
thing
get
I'm gonna do,
yeah.
I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna sit in the dome.
The dome is
I'm gonna-
up.
I'm gonna cast comprehend language.
Okay.
I'm going to send Opal out.
Okay. And
I'm
assume
going
her
to-
her
Her
senses.
sight and hearing. I'm going to slither up to Arlen. I'm going to wrap her around his leg,
There
Okay.
you go.
and I'm going to use her to cast guidance on him.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Bro.
Okay.
And then I'm going to slither off towards the command tech in the brush.
well, and I'll cast. You want me to? Do you want to go with them, Turpin? You guys want to go together?
I'll do the. I'll get Kara out. I'll distract them just in case they try to
Okay.
find.
Car, roll an inside check for me, Turpin.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause-
I'm so great at that. Oh, 21.
outside the dome because only like 9 people are allowed inside of it, and there's like a family of 5.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah,
Currently
I was
six
I
people in there. Three
understand.
more to
I
come in.
understand the desire for Kara to create a distraction.
Uh-huh.
I don't need to.
It's nearing dusk.
Yeah, it might be too much.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
invisibility talk afoot.
And there's a
Okay.
snake, which they're not going to find surprising.
Or they might decide to eat it.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it's currently
I
in
only
the
offered-
grass, and it's very stealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I only-
snakes naturally are stealthy.
Yeah. Okay.
I only offered to make a distraction before we brought the hut part into it.
Right.
The
I was
hut, no
thinking-
one
I was
can see
thinking
inside
that
of it.
too.
It is completely opaque from the outside in.
Okay. Yeah.
no
so
one
we
can see into it.
So we can do the
No one's
invisibility
going
in there.
to know that
Yeah.
invisible people are walking out
Yep.
of the hut
Right.
unless they walk right into them,
I'll-
or are watching the grass be parted by an invisible person.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
Which
I'll
is why
still
you're
be-
waiting until nightfall to do this.
Okay.
Right. I'll still be outside, just making a kind of finding a bedding
All right.
down, and
Let's
Same.
let's wait till nightfall. Cast. Okay. So Arlen, you're comfortable going alone?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I can
Look.
fit the other 3 of you in the dome with me, and through Opal I can communicate what's happening.
Okay. Well, I got a telepathic
but
bond.
they already
to-
have
Maya's
that
already
with-
has telepathy.
Yeah.
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 I'm just
actually,
hanging out. I'm like,
Fill me in later.
it actually lasts for
someone-
12 hours. According to your new rules. It's-
Once they learn it, he's learning it on this trip.
I got it.
So he's
1
learning
hour
it on
now.
this trip, but he can connect the 2 of you together
Got it.
for now.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, we're
Let's
gonna try
do
this.
this.
We had discussed this. and some.
someone poke me if you need my sword.
No,
or
well, I'll
something.
pass on the information.
No.
Okay.
What's
I'll
what's
tell
the
ya.
safe word in case you need
Pineapple.
to start like attacking things?
Could be Jenga if we wanted to be like Critical Role Season 1.
no.
Right? Yeah.
No, my safe word is Cincinnati.
Okay. I don't know what
played.
spell
Well
that
played.
casts, but that sounds okay. to me.
Okay. Let's do this. We
Mine
are
is
we gonna
okay.
pass on to. is
So
there-
I need to roll stealth checks, right?
and I'll give you a cat. Are we ready at night? Are we ready? At anything happen before nightfall or?
We're already kind of there, aren't we?
Yeah, you're there.
We're ready.
You're
Okay,
there.
then I'm gonna cast. Okay, this lasts for an hour, so that's all, Arlen.
It-
Okay.
Invisibility. Okay, so here's the thing. You have to cast Comprehend Languages before invisibility.
Right.
Okay. So I cast.
If you cast a spell or make an attack,
Goes away.
invisibility will
That's
break.
true.
Okay. So comprehend languages.
Right. So you got. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Anyway, and then. Yeah, I can check him with Infernal or something. And okay, cast invisibility. Okay.
And he's got guidance.
Okay.
So advantage
then-
on your stealth check.
Okay.
Self check
Plus
at
guidance.
advantage. Good lord.
Yeah.
All right.
We over-engineered this, and we're gonna like
Yeah,
roll like
you-
2 natural
He's
ones.
gonna roll 2 natural ones. Yeah.
Why am I even making you roll this?
Oh
honestly, like
no!
Is that
Yep.
with guidance?
I rolled a 12
With advantage.
with
Yeah.
advantage.
He rolled a 2
Okay.
and a 5.
plus
so
the
add-
D4.
Roll
Okay, so let me
guidance.
roll a d4 real quick. Yeah.
We're never sending Arlen anywhere.
I know, right?
Now, can I do again? Is he close enough?
Sure.
So I got
Sure.
a 4, so
Got a
that's
4.
16.
Okay, so Tamaya's
Uh,
heard the twig snap, and he immediately reaches out and dials back time.
Yeah.
You
so
get an
do it
again
again
feature.
Do it again.
Okay,
Do it
okay,
one more.
here
So
we
you get
go.
one more advantage roll,
The
right?
4 will still apply, so add 4 to
Okay.
whatever you roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
There we
fuck,
go.
that- 29. 29 this time.
There you go.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
Do I need
Okay.
to roll stealth for Opal, or is it just a snake?
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Okay.
Okay.
Arlen, how long does comprehend languages last?
An hour.
Same
1
as
hour.
same as the invisibility.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
You make your way out.
Imagine
And
we
you
did all
kind
that
of-
for 1 minute.
You listen. You listen intently for whoever seems to be in charge at the moment. And eventually you reach someone who is part of Tilmarok's inner crew. Tilmarok, as you begin to listen, is also known as Strikes from High Place.
Oh.
Yeah.
This was the name that he had before he became the leader of the command tech. Tilmarok is his chief name. Strikes from High Place was his command tech name.
Okay.
This is the leader of the command tech that is being
That we
talked
met.
about.
Good.
The individual is speaking to a group of 3 friends, 3 that he trusts, and he says, "We already know about things going on in Inode. The reality is that we have a peace treaty with Inode for the next 10 years. We do not have to fear hunting around the city. For Tomarok has given them Marika Skyrider. You'll notice her capture. That was by Tomarok's arrangement. Our hunting lands are secure for 10 years. He smiles. It's a wry, evil grin. And says, "Those pacifists. We are building up for the attack against Kaiwind. Our forces say they're weak. Their walls can be climbed. The goblins have done it. So can we. There's much to be gained from sacking Kaiwind. You've heard, of course, about the Zemende success over the city of Corinth. We did not know that they were going to attack, and yet they did. They used the animals to their advantage. The Zemende way. We've heard that there is a tunnel that will lead underneath into the city itself, up into the heart of it. We are trying now to find out where this tunnel is. Now, Tomorok knows that if word were to get out that he was the reason Marika Skyrider was captured, it would cause dissension in the Comantic ranks. For Ashanti, she would no longer back him. There's much to be lost. But these phoenixes, the firebirds, they are given a blessing only because the spirit of Sky deemed it necessary. Tilmarok did not want it, but he knew that Ashanti would resist. She would be angry if he were to go against the spirit of Sky. And that's why we're here. The city is sick, Inode. We just steer clear. Nothing to worry about. Kaiwind will be ours in the next 5 years. Right now, we're trying to find the weakness. Everything will go to plan. The spirit of the plains wills it. And then it kind of devolves into talk about girls. Who has the biggest tomahawk?
How long has it been since I've been here? I mean, am I getting close to where I need to turn
You've
around?
spent about 25 minutes getting to this point.
Okay, so I'm gonna start.
You know that you've got it'll take about 10 minutes to get back to the guys.
Which
girls have
the biggest tracts of land?
They have TPNB.
Can I use perception or anything else to try and determine if there's anything else that's worth gathering information about here?
Go ahead and roll one more stealth check for me at advantage.
Okay. Okay, 21.
21. As you wander around just a little while longer, eventually you pick up the following information. Ahead of you, on your travel, there is a location in which the Comantic are avoiding, and the animals are starting to get sick. It has nothing to do with Inode.
Okay.
There's a watering hole, and the animals are getting sick.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Next up, they talk about where Ashanti currently is.
Yeah,
and you
that's
get
what
the
I want
sense you get the sense that she is kind of a spiritual leader. If Tomarak were to be the chieftain, Ashanti would be the shaman.
Okay.
That was the spiritual influencer on the people. Her current whereabouts are within the fog. And that's just, it seems there is okay, roll an insight check for me. No. You have enough passive insight. Their description of the fog is ceremonial. There's something religious about the fog.
Okay.
Seems like a sweat lodge or something.
Lastly, you hear them talking about Fortune Falls. It's a waterfall that they avoid at all costs. Command-Tech will not go there for any reason.
Well, what was it again?
Fortune
Falls.
Sounds like my kind of place.
With that, you gain you realize you have about 15 minutes left in your invisibility.
Okay, I'm gonna start heading back right away.
You make it back, and Phoenix Company can reconvene inside of the hut.
And I will spill the tea on literally everything I heard to everybody.
Well, Tamias can stay outside because he has telepathy. Because not all of us
You
can
know what?
fit in
Not
here
all
with
can
the
fit in
family.
there.
I was going to say
Sure.
not everybody can. So.
Yeah, just Arlen's going to have to communicate it to Origin, which communicates it to me. That's fine.
Which you could have been thinking everything
you've heard. You've been
You've heard-
basically
okay.
heard.
Okay.
You basically heard everything as it was going on
And
because I'm thinking.
Jared,
as it goes.
you have comprehend languages?
Yeah.
So you heard everything through the snake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who eventually just coiled around Arlen's arm.
Mm-hmm.
And he's total. Arlen is totally okay with that.
All right.
Inner peace.
Yeah, that's right. Charlatan.
Serenity now!
Okay. One thing we need to warn the city about keeping it shut and watching the walls and guarding the underground tunnel
Or collapsing it.
or collapsing
Yeah.
it. Second,
Or we can bait it and make that actually a
Right.
place of strength.
we
The
could
murder hole.
Yes.
feed the spiders big
Dude.
time. Yeah, make it like a big spider trap. Anyway.
Oh, dude, Command-Tech versus phase spiders?
Yeah.
Yes.
Second,
Yes.
Jared,
That's dark. I
Jared
like that.
Charlatan, we'll put you in charge of getting the spider set up.
right?
Ready.
Yeah, he could. Now for
I'm
sending.
management.
Sending. Do we have Jared? Brendan? Do you think we have enough information about Ashanti to be able to message her to
No.
do a sending? Okay, so we have to met her or know someone who has. We need a better description.
You have no physical description of
Got
her
it,
whatsoever.
Got it.
We have
Um,
fog and name.
There is
honestly-
a reverence for her.
Okay.
Yeah. And we also don't have any proof.
Yeah, it sounds like she might believe it, though.
Well,
She might, but
now is Skyrider their god? Is that
The name you heard
previous chief
was
maybe?
Marika Skyrider.
So he said the spirit of the sky willed it.
but that she
But
was
the
but
spirit of the plains is on their side. So if
You have a feeling they have different gods.
Yeah.
well, not only that, I'm thinking so Charlatan says
but she was captured,
weren't
right?
they-
Marika
weren't-
Skyrider was captured.
Weren't they referring weren't
By Inode.
By
before when we
captured by
met
Inode.
them?
Something to be on the lookout for.
Weren't
when we're
they
there.
weren't they referring when they talked about the spirits? Were they not referring to the boy?
I think so.
The spirit of sky is Morlux. Morlux.
That means that the soulbound are these spirits of which they speak.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Remember, their entire presence towards us changed whenever we talked about meeting.
If I can get in the same room as this Ashanti, I can convince her.
I believe so. They said their timeline for attack was 5 years. So we have
Within
some
5
time
years. Yeah.
within. So it's not like it's happening tomorrow.
We have some
I
messages
would be
to
I
send.
would be really interested to see. There's a lot. Gosh, Inode is really where a lot of these threads seem to be kind of centered around.
But this watering hole concerns me
Yeah,
because
that too.
because that very well could be the disease in a water source.
Could be what's poisoned Inode.
So okay, so let's list things that we need to tell Kaiwin. We need to tell them about Inode's infection and potential contamination to the aqueduct.
Yep.
We need to tell them about the tunnel. We need to tell them about the walls. And we need to tell them
It's too much for one message.
and we need to get
Yeah, it's gonna be more than one.
and we need them to send Pegasus Knights to pick up this family.
Yeah.
Well, I only have 2 sending
Well, then
tomorrow.
let's
Tomorrow. I don't have it right now.
Yeah.
Sending is a cleric spell.
It is a cleric. I mean, yeah, that's
It's on the
Let me-
spell list for clerics.
that's right.
Let
You
me-
can do it. You could
Let
take it.
me pick it up here. Let
Yeah.
me see.
The two of you could both do sendings.
Here's what I
Can I
propose.
just say, I love the fact that sending is a priority for my parties these days.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Right.
I love that. I
It's-
love that.
I mean the greatest issues of like ancient armies and that
Yeah.
was communication and
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm just saying.
That's why
Yeah.
the
before
slaughter
nominal,
is worse.
None of my parties took sending. None.
Really?
really
Well, I took sending.
sending is the
Or
best.
nominal.
Oh, before nominal. Oh, got
Yeah.
it. Oh,
Any
okay.
party that I DM'd before nominal, none of them took sending.
Sending
Okay,
is the
so I
best
can add
spell in the
another
world.
2, Jeff, so we can do all 4.
We can do
Yeah.
4. Okay.
I'm also saying that if we were super limited and we wanted to be conservative, I can just write a letter and have it go back with the Pegasus writers tomorrow. And they can deliver it. And we don't have to worry about condensing everything
That's
into
not
25
magical and
words.
spooky.
well, the
I
problem,
can write it with my magic pen, and then it's magical and spooky, and only the
Yeah.
people I
Invisible
want
ink.
to read it.
Right.
Okay.
Invisible
touche.
ink.
Only Lady Janelle or something like that.
Yeah,
There you
I'll,
go.
I'll write it. I'll write one to Janelle, and I'll write one to Twyla.
There you go.
Okay.
if
How about that?
we may just stay here and cover these Pegasus because if the command tech decides they're going to attack them,
They're
We
a
could
part of
tell them
Phoenix
they're coming.
Company.
yeah, but how long is our welcome?
Well, it's a show
Also-
of force too.
Also,
Yeah.
we requested the command tech chief to come and visit us, and now I'm not sure he'd be really happy for us to say what we have to say to him anymore.
We could
No, I think
we
in
could tell them
fact,
that the spirit of
have-
the plains told us you're dead meat.
why don't
Calliope
if
goes,
it's our go ahead.
why tip your hand?
Yeah, I was just about
Yeah.
to suggest
Yeah.
that. If you wouldn't mind,
I mean, he
I
was
can
always-
handle that.
Okay, I trust you implicitly. I'm just saying I don't want to tip our hand is what I was but like we
Tell
were
the
gonna.
chief nothing of what you know.
Yeah. Well, okay. No, I know what we can say. What we might have passed on. We know that they already know it, but it would be like that Ennard is sick and to please avoid the area. As if we were trying to
That's where I
pass
was gonna
along
go.
helpful information, but to
Exactly.
them it would mean nothing.
That
It
was our
seems as
that was
though
our
he
original
already
plan.
knows that. I wonder if he were to feign ignorance, if he were to be telling.
But we
Yes.
don't know. Yeah, exactly. Because
Well,
we don't
so
know.
so
that he
we can
knows
actually
that.
get more information out of us telling that than
They don't know.
1 plus
we
1
know
plus
we
2 plus 1.
yeah.
1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. Tim
So-
Curry, come play D&D with us.
Who's a great
Again,
movie?
just
Flames
okay.
on the side of my
They-
face.
They
So-
don't
so-
know. They don't
Madeline
know. We
Kahn,
know they
come
know.
play D&D with us.
Exactly. So
They don't
so
know. We
the-
know
the-
they know that we know that they don't know.
Turpin, I understand.
Yeah, you hear what I'm saying.
Turpin, go to sleep.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure that before he shows up, we had a game plan
me,
to deal with him. I will.
I will handle
I
this.
trust your natural ability to lie more than I trust mine. So
I am pretty
um,
awesome at it.
yeah, I hope so.
They do call him charlatan. And Calliope just grins.
Cool. All right. So send crap. What's one of my commander's names in Phoenix Company? That I could call to have them dispatch the writers.
I mean, Howie is capable of.
Howie, yeah,
sending that.
So
He
He's well
literally
respected.
has to obey.
yeah. So send a message to
That's
Howie.
his prerogative.
Yeah. Send a message to Howie requesting that they dispatch a few Pegasus riders for an escort mission back to Kyland, and disclose our location using our coordinates or whatever.
Yeah,
Is
like
that possible?
just like 3, not like a whole platoon, please.
Yeah. Not the entire company.
Well,
That
we
would
got to
be a
get
waste.
all the family, but
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
There's kids.
So
do we send them
dispatch
at night?
5.
do we send them at night so it doesn't look like an invasion?
No, I think
Or-
actually they should see it.
Yeah.
But we have no guarantee that they will not be attacked.
Well, we're here.
If they're
They-
emblazoned
they-
with Phoenix Company or
They're
Kylan or-
emblazoned with Phoenix Company. They have right of passage.
Yeah.
And if they're flying a Kaiwan standard, I think that they don't want to tip their hand too early.
Yep.
Chestnut checkers.
They're only like we're not leaving the family. The Pegasus Riders are going to land here, take the family, and leave. And I'm
Yeah.
also going to pass them a couple of letters signed with invisible ink.
Yep.
So
Just make sure the one to Janelle goes to Janelle, and the one
Yeah,
that Violet
exactly.
goes
I
to
was
Violet.
just thinking.
Don't address them in invisible ink.
just
Yeah.
just the same thing.
Arlen, is there anything extra you want me to add to the one to Janelle?
No.
At the bottom it says, "Do you like me?" Check yes or no.
No.
Both boxes say yes.
Yeah.
All you
Yes or
see, all you see whenever you're mentioning all this is sadness on Harlan's
Oh
face.
no!
That bad, buddy?
You didn't follow my instructions.
Well, so you talked about sending the high priest, sending sending to the.
I'll send to Twyla.
Well, I think we need to do the same thing to Janelle. I think she deserves to know this because
I'm writing a letter to them.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I think she needs to know immediately. And
Sure.
you can send her more information.
A letter
Just
with
mention
more
that
details
she's getting a letter with more details.
Yeah.
Right.
is on the way.
My only reason for doing this is you have 25 words to describe everything that
Well,
we learned.
okay,
the
here's
last
what I have.
hour.
Inode is infected and locked with brown rot disease. Lockdown Kaiwan. Concern the water supply is a carrier. Command tech may attack walls, tunnel underneath.
That
That's
works.
it.
Sure.
Wow.
Wow.
That's what we call an information dump.
That was the most anti-tangent I've ever seen you
And
work.
now for today's headlines.
Hi, how are you? I am good. Oh, by the way.
You are very pretty.
Yes, that's right. Hey, Miss Beauty.
From Arlen.
Oh,
I thought of a new
man.
song
Eating
just
half
now.
rations.
Yes.
Okay, so
So yeah, send that. That's
Well,
great.
that could be, that's kind of like the generic message to the two,
mhm.
we'll write down to the two ladies.
And then I'll send one to.
Right. And then we need the Pegasus one.
Yeah.
And then
And-
that's it, right?
I will give a detailed
You
description.
give the
and-
you do Pegasus,
And Janelle, and you want
and
to do the High
Janelle.
Priest? Okay.
and I'll do Twyla.
Okay.
Okay.
Pegasus message. What is that? Do you care about that, Brendan? Do I have to get the words right? Just say, we need an
Pegasus
evac.
only.
Evac. Coordinates.
Listen.
Boom, boom.
You're good.
Bring
Send
the-
5
bring-
Pegasi.
Yeah. Bring the kiddie seats.
You're good. Bring the boosters.
Bring it, baby Bjorn.
Yeah. We trained for this. Franklin carrying asset. Let's go.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Franklin Rescue Squad.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you already read the one to Janelle.
Yeah, those two I do. I think they both go to the Janelle and the High Priestess. Basically, I just don't know if she knows about the tunnel underneath.
Well,
I don't-
you don't.
Janelle does. It's her tunnel.
No,
Yeah,
I mean not
yeah,
Janelle.
don't-
I'm talking about.
Don't disclose the tunnel to.
No, I'm not going
Twyla.
to tell Twyla that. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
talk to her
I'll
about
edit
the
that out
elements.
for Twyla. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I can tell her about the walls. I don't think.
No, I'll tell her.
Okay, got
Yep. I send to Twyla.
This
and
is
I say-
tomorrow, though, right? This is
Yeah.
we have to do this tomorrow. Is anything
Yeah.
happen during the night? Okay.
Nope.
Good. Okay, good.
All
We
right.
got a long rest.
Take y'all's long rest.
Okay, gotta
Yeah.
change up these stinking spells.
Get my slots back. Okay, so I'm gonna cast sending at the, and then
This feels so scatterbrained.
yeah.
We just gotta, yeah.
We are.
Oh,
we are.
Y'all uncovered a plot earlier than I intended you to.
We are
So
adjusting.
Okay.
Twice in one episode.
We are good, man.
We're
So
pivoting.
I'll send
We're pivoting.
to Twyla, and I'll say it's charlatan. This have discovered it's charlatan. Have discovered that Inode and potentially its water supply are infected with what was the disease?
Brown rot.
brawn rot.
Brawn rot disease. Entire city seems infected. Worried about infection spreading through aqueduct. That's 25.
Okay.
Nice. So you got
The
yep.
response.
Uh-huh.
The response comes. You can hear the smile. Good thing the people of Kaiwind have turned to the dusk. We knew this day would come.
We got him, baby.
I'll begin making all the preparations. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Exactly. Yeah. One of us. One of us. One of us.
Y'all, I'm
Oh.
not saying Gudrus is the coolest god that I made, but
Oh man.
And his balls.
I mean, I'm for personal reasons, I'm pretty partial to Oxada, but
Oxada's pretty
I'm
dope.
pretty partial to Sephira, but
yeah.
All three of which are the dusk.
There
Yeah.
you go.
They're all kind of boring.
Listen, one of my
Sorry, no.
characters
No,
is
no, Kamari is pretty cool.
No, I'm kidding.
one of
Yeah,
my,
commercial.
one of my characters is a saint
Very
of
cool.
Oxada. I can't not love that guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got.
totally.
Yeah, I know. I understand my biases. All right. Well, I do my message. To, I already read. I read my message to Janelle. What is she? Okay. What's her response?
Holy sh!
It's just expletives for 25 words.
It's like crap. What's next? Yeah.
First, my terrible
Hello to
date
you.
with Arlen.
Janelle's like, with these people, they just like every 3 minutes they're finding plots against the city.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
No,
what
so
we
she-
do
without us.
So she drops an expletive,
Yeah.
and says, "I'll raise the defenses. We'll begin looking at water shutoffs. This is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Thank you for discovering this. How's Arlen?"
Did he say anything about me?
Okay. Well,
His-
His
let,
cooking check didn't go as well as mine.
I'll let Arlen know that Janelle asked about you as a reply to my disastrous message about the city and being attacked by command tech, and she still wanted to know how you are. So
She's got it bad, bro.
So Arlen, at hearing that she's checking on him, he almost draws in to himself and says, I'm sure she has many concerns that she has to deal with. And
Bro, she asked specifically about you.
Screw this. Insight check.
Yeah.
here we go.
Roll a deception there, Arlen.
Golly. I rolled a 1.
Well, I rolled a 9. I'm going to use my inspiration.
20.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
There it is.
no
this
way.
is we're gonna use this for our inspirations. Wow.
I rolled a 20,
Poor
a dirty
Arlen.
20. So
I'm not
dirty
gonna
20.
I'm not gonna let Arlen freaking cram his way. I rolled a 15 on my die plus
dirty
I
20.
I rolled 20 total.
There you go.
You mad at
Matt,
you.
you
Matt.
You matched.
You matched.
What's
Oh, man.
going on here?
So you know he's upset.
Yeah,
You
Cody.
can text me if you want to.
Cody, I will say, whatever defenses Arlen is trying to put up, what are the key emotions right now that he's feeling surrounding Lady Janelle?
He's trying to protect her.
Mm.
He's trying to allow her like he's doing everything that he can to uphold her needs to make sure that she has what she needs to be able to continue on being the steward of Kaiwind.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that Arlen is a generous lover?
No.
Among other things, yes.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure.
I
Confirmed.
cast silence on Charlatan. I don't have that spell, but I wish I did.
You
Anyway.
wish.
No, you wish.
He's
I
making
don't.
sure that she can continue to be the steward of Kaiwind.
Okay.
Hey, Jeff, you want to get really freaked out for a second?
Mm-mm.
So I don't breathe.
It's true.
So am I even really talking?
You have to exhale to talk, so
You don't know.
it was a magical talking. Even a silent spell doesn't work.
I just love that. I just
I'll,
love the idea that you guys are low key walking around with the Tim Burton movie and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
With Origin, he could never breathe again.
It's important to
That's
remember.
true.
It's important to remember that Arlen is doing this at the cost of his own.
That's
He's sacrificing. He's self-sacrificing.
Look
yes.
into my eyes.
now I don't know.
You
Oh, Cal is
see.
not Val. See, I did it again. Cal's the only one who knows this, though, right?
Yeah.
Did you share?
who
Yeah, but he
seems to
told
be
us
picking up-
immediately.
No, I'm not gonna do that to my bro. Okay, you know.
Love it.
I get, you know, Cal's like watching it and kind of understanding and kind of using his understanding of how some of these backroom politics works from his upbringing. He's kind of able to start reading into maybe what the underlying cause and issue that Arlen is wrestling with. Doesn't say anything or notice it, but is holding on to the information because it's hard.
Yeah.
And love
Yeah.
is hard. And whenever the person that you potentially care about might not actually be able to reciprocate because of their position, he's like, all right, we'll talk about this later one day. But right now is not the moment. There's too much
Plus,
going on.
If you don't tell her how you feel, you might die in a goblin attack.
Yep.
From a debilitating
I can.
disease. You never
Let's
know.
see. Let's see. I can speak Goblin, so I'm okay.
Okay.
So can I.
That
We
being
should.
able-
You and I
Being
should
able-
converse in Goblin sometime.
Yeah,
We
Hilarious.
should.
We can
being
assimilate.
able to-
We could totally have secrets.
because
Yeah.
we know that being able to speak Goblin stops their arrows from piercing your heart.
That's right. Exactly.
The fact that it's
Um,
mostly
I can
cough,
talk-
sneezes, and strange
Yeah, yeah.
southern crocodile speak. It's just a whole thing.
I
Yeah.
can negotiate myself out of any
Um,
goblin attack for
That's right.
sure.
So
Okay.
Brendan, more or less, like for my letters to Twyla and to Lady Janelle, they
Long version.
a full long version with more details and understanding and kind of what we've learned in the last day or so. And then for Lady Janelle specifically, I'll give her the contact, Zeke's contact, and say I've already been working with him to try and find alternate water sources.
Nice.
And have her start connecting those resources. Say we found that there's viability in the cisterns,
Sure.
so we have alternatives. So
Okay. Do you give these to Aleda,
who?
the mother?
I'm going to give them to one of the Phoenix Company writers when they show up.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
You're still in the dome.
Right. So we're going to leave the dome. So yes, I would give this to Elena, and I'd say, hold on to these. No one can read them. The I is or the T goes to Twyla. This is the only visible text, and then the J goes to Lady Janelle.
Okay.
The Phoenix Company writers will know what to do with them. Just say that they must go to them, but no one else will be able to read this.
Okay. And she gives you a hug and says, "Thank you again for saving
course.
me and my children. They already look so much better." And tears again begin to well. She says, "I will deliver these letters."
Yeah.
You can
Whenever
count.
you arrive in Kaiwind,
Yeah.
You are allowed to seek shelter at we have an estate. You are more than welcome to stay there free of charge. And upon our return, we'll try to find more permanent residence for you.
Thank you.
Has anybody done insight check on her? Is she a really good liar?
Okay,
I'll
now.
do-
I'm
Let me
gonna
do
do
an
myself.
inside check.
I'm gonna read
yeah.
myself.
Go ahead.
I mean,
Dang it, it's a 1 again. 8.
17.
Get rid of him now. Get rid of him now.
I mean,
is all I'm gonna
did.
say.
I divine sense them, and I can detect good and evil through that. And
Right.
there wasn't
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, I agree. But
So
doesn't-
Yeah.
she-
I'll tell
she-
them. I'll tell
I
them
still-
that when they arrive.
Arlen, you sense pure gratitude.
Good. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'll tell them that when they arrive at the estate, to ask for Master Garrick,
Yep.
who's in
Okay.
disguise.
Yeah, let's
There
let
you
the
go.
kids play with the undead guy.
Yeah.
Oh god.
They won't know he's
Oh.
undead.
Maya's, I'm
Yeah.
guessing that the sending for the Pegasus Riders
Yes.
took place early because you transfer only 4 hours.
Right.
Yep.
That's
No.
true.
Oh, so by the time
Yep.
we
That's
wake
true.
up, they should almost be.
Yeah,
near.
I could do both. These went out really early, and I'm just
Okay.
going to keep sending for a spell until we get to Node because I feel like this is going to.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
There's,
sending
there's a
too.
lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
So all of us can't fit inside the hut at the moment, right?
So
I'm
when
assuming
it
Turpin's
falters,
still outside.
yeah,
Sure.
but when it falters, I'm gonna ritually keep it running until
Sure.
they show up.
Yeah, it only takes you 10 minutes to cast and it lasts for 8 hours, so
Yeah.
you're good. You just got to re-up it every
Yeah.
6 hours or so.
So whenever
And
Turpin gets the chance, he'd probably talk to Alita with not like, not in secret or anything like that. But
Yeah.
just, what can you tell us about Inode?
Mm.
Like Kaiwind hasn't heard anything from Inode in like 80 years or something like that. What happened? How long has it been this way?
My husband, Erwin, he was a laborer. He was working on the interior district. The exterior, there are 3 primary layers of the city. You can see the tower first and farthest away. The Tower of Inode is the Tower of Inode Degaron. Obviously, Degaron the Witty, the high charmer of the Enia Arcanum. He is the one. control of the city. It's his. It's why it's called Inode. His name is Inodegaron. The Inodians, they follow him, and the walls that separate the middle district from the campus district of the Inodians is very heavily guarded.
Should I share my map that Origin provided?
Sure. Yeah, you can share that map.
Can you turn Origin into the map?
Yeah.
Like shape it like
Blood
a 3D
map.
map.
So Tamaya is able to pull in. She goes, "Yes, this is Inode right here." And she kind of looks, and there is a large. Oh, there you go.
Sorry about the music stopping for a second.
The music will stop. I'll hear it, but no one else will. So you can see the center district. Obviously, this is not a complete map, but there is a central circle district. That is where the tower is at. That is where the campus is at. That is where the Inodians live. That is the freest part of the district of the entire city. The next level is the center. It is the industrial district. It is the district of the Covenant. It also contains all of the farmlands.
Oh.
Not quite. No, but they call it the District of the Covenant because only the laborers are allowed to enter that middle district. They work there.
Yeah.
If you sign a contract, you then can enter the District of the Covenant. And she, Aleda, continues to describe all of this as you go. The other districts, as you can see, Dweller 1, Dweller 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, only 1 and 6 are filled in. But imagine if things were that compact in all of the other Dweller districts.
Mm-hmm.
The outermost layer are known for the Dweller districts. This is where everyone that has not signed a contract lives and waits for the contract to be fulfilled by the family member that signs the contract.
Bang. What's the population size, Brendan?
Around 750,000 people.
So it's smaller than Kaiwin, but not a lot.
Not a lot. This is a city-state in and of itself, completely self-reliant. And boy howdy, it's a massive city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was more compact on top of each other kind of a thing. Okay.
Let's nuke them.
Yeah. They'll never see it coming.
No, we're not doing that. Thank you, Arlen.
So, that being
I thought
said,
you're supposed to be like a beacon or a torch for people that the job run.
no,
Yeah, a nuclear torch.
A mushroom cloud. Yes, that's a
Yeah.
torch.
Oh,
That's brighter than a nuclear explosion.
So that's
Arlen
the
is
rank,
pretty iridescent these days.
Yeah.
so that's the rank you're trying to go for, nuclear cloud.
That's right.
Yeah.
Shroom,
Yeah.
the shorthand of it. You haven't heard of Shroom Arlen? Oh, he's so powerful.
Yeah. So, Brendan, while we're waiting, Charlatan is causing the stars on the walls of the hut to like react to the children and letting them chase them and zip around. And
you can see the life starting to return to the children.
keeping them
It's
entertained.
immediately
That's awesome.
gratifying.
Very good.
Immediately.
Nice. Boy, I wish all patients were this fast.
Yeah.
Right?
So
no,
back to
your
the question, though.
potions turned the tide.
That's awesome. Back to the question though, how long has been like this?
In terms of the sickness,
Yeah.
we've been struggling for the last 3 months.
Interesting.
And they haven't told us a thing. That's
Do you remember, Lita, do you remember if there was an inciting incident, some original outbreak? Do you remember what that was like?
It came from the laborers.
Laborers.
They returned home one day. The laborers usually would live inside of the District of the Covenant, and we on the outside within the Dweller districts would just wait for them to return, but the Enodians declared a holiday. And as a part of this holiday, those that had signed the contracts were able to go home. They were given 48 hours. Leave.
Uh-oh.
They were carted to their homes. They quarantined on the 36th hour. Every district was shut down, sequestered, completely shut in and self-contained. We lived in Dweller District 1.
Lita, this next question is very important. Is the disease currently contained to the Dweller districts?
I believe so.
So I'll give Elias gives Timaeus a very telling look at that information.
What are you telling?
That this was
Engineered?
intentional.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
totally.
Oh, yeah.
This is Plan B. Plan A didn't go to fruition.
What was Plan A?
Well,
The fall of Kaiwind.
remember, Inode,
Well, but-
the lady was
but-
called
but-
back. She was called back because something was wrong.
And she said it was 3 months.
Yeah, I know. Like, I recognize that the timeline matches what was happening to Kaiwind. Plan B doesn't make sense because what if it was Inode that was planning the downfall of Kaiwind? What does them making their populace sick do?
Good question.
I don't. Obviously,
I'll tell you what
there's
it does.
there's some wider conspiracy happening.
I'll tell you what it does.
I mean, it means they can't.
It
spare
infects
information.
the water supply, which infects Kaiwind. They have a use. They
To
are
kill
used
off-
to silence from Kaiwind. There is no contact. Then why not assume that would keep going? For what reason? would
It doesn't
Kaiwind
make sense to me why
leave?
they would also kill off their entire population.
They're not killing off their entire population, Cal. They're killing off the people who are not under contract. They're not citizens. They're indentured servants. And then I look over to Alita to see if I got that right.
Tears begin to form again.
Okay.
You
again,
just described her late husband.
so they kill their entire workforce off economically. That makes no sense. Why would they do that?
Well, maybe they didn't mean to. Maybe this was going to be aimed at Kaiwind, and it got loose in their own city. And
Potentially.
they couldn't say anything to Kaiwind because they still
I
intend
don't
to send
think
it
so.
our way. You don't think so? Okay, it's
I
possible.
don't think so, because
I think that's more likely than
the timing.
than them.
The timing of it is too convenient. A sudden holiday, an exact timetable for returning.
That's the only reason I said Plan B is because of the timing.
I don't know. I just don't know
Forgive
yet.
me, Alita. I don't mean to bring up
Maybe you're right.
hard memories, but it is impossible for me to think that this wasn't engineered.
Well, think about Corinth.
I definitely think it was engineered as well, but I don't think it's engineered for the same reasons that you think it was.
It might not have anything to do with Kaiwind, but it has. It was. This is definitely
Intentional. Yes.
and I don't think anything is out of control. I think that from the looks of it, everything is going perfectly according to plan.
I find it interesting the command tech seem to know how to handle this disease very well too.
Well, we know that they have an alliance and are on speaking terms with the Enodians.
You see Alita, very confused at this. She was asleep by the time you were having these conversations.
Please don't repeat any of that.
I will keep all of this under lock and key.
Yeah, those letters I sent is explaining a lot of this to some of the city leaders of
Okay.
Kaiwind.
Back in Kaiwind.
I am happy. Thank you for inviting me to stay at your estate.
You
I'm-
do not
I'm-
need to busy yourself with it with any plots
No,
after this.
I am happy to help with any of the housekeeping that needs to be done.
Perfect.
I
You're
have
Garrett.
been running my house for quite
Once-
some time.
Once Garrett gets you set up, seek out Beatrice. She will be more
Thank
than
you.
happy for the help.
Halfling, awesome lady.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I await meeting Beatrice.
Tell her I said
Sir,
A house
Sir-
full of kids sounds good.
Oh, are you? Is that your wife?
hi. No, wife. No.
Yeah.
No.
I,
But beginning stages.
They're common law.
Your fiance.
They're common law.
Two steps before that.
We have a shared bank account.
yeah. Ultimately,
It's a new relationship. I understand. I'm sorry.
we have a property.
Well,
deed with both of our
congratulations
names on
on
it.
it.
Thank you.
Ultimately, I apologize for burdening you with some of this knowledge, but
Honestly, all of this I hope to just be a bad dream, and I will wake up.
Well,
We do need
If
your
it is
help,
any-
Lolita, and we appreciate anything you can do.
and if it is
For
any
these poor people.
comfort to you and your children, Alita, we are the five of us are endeavoring to make
Stopped all of it?
Kaiwind a place where things like this do not happen to anyone.
Mhm.
That
Then
is
it
why
seems
we are-
made the right choice in leaving.
That is why we are traveling to Inode in the first place, because there is danger to those that we care about. You are now a part of that group.
that we care about, not this.
You
Have you heard
are
of
in
Phoenix
charge of
Company?
Phoenix Company now.
Has word gone to Inode yet?
She's about to answer when all of a sudden you hear whinnying on the air.
Oh.
That would be your ride, and I'm gonna let the dome.
The command tech have arrows knocked, bows drawn.
Fellas,
and are
fellas,
looking
fellas, fellas. Our guests' rides have arrived. It's
Yeah.
friendlies. Please.
They are simply here to transport the family.
You hear a word resound from a powerful voice, and all of a sudden, all the bows drop their aim.
Sensing my cue, I take a step forward with Calliope behind me.
So, there, stepping out from behind a rock, you see the approach of Tomarok. Strikes from high place. And as your
While-
Pegasus land, hold on.
Yeah.
As your Pegasus land, the children draw breaths. This is a fascinating moment for them.
We're cool for them.
Tomarok looks over and notes their arrival, the 5 Pegasi. Looks over at you and says, "We have things to discuss." And that's where we're going to end our session for the evening.
No.
Oh,
Come
boy,
on.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay.
3 more hours. Come on, let's go.
I love playing, but
Whereas I
man.
thank you. That is a blessing to my soul.
yeah, I would love to as well.
There are things to be done, and
Oh wow.
we will be back sooner than you think. So thank you so much for joining us. To our audience, we love you. I know we didn't make it quite as far as I had planned, but that's because my party
Kitty.
is really, really good. Oh, it is a
Oh,
Kitty, sleeping kitty.
kitty. So cute. All right, so my party is awesome. They know how to find things out that I've been preparing for them to discover weeks and weeks and weeks, maybe even months from now. But, you know, hey, it's fine because we're here. We're having a good time. And we hope that you're having a
Don't
good
know
time.
what we're doing.
No,
not at all.
You know exactly what you're
We
doing.
have-
just because we know
You
about it
stumble
doesn't mean we
blindly.
know how to stop it.
That's right. That's
You're
right.
right, yeah.
So, that being said, thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you reveled in these reveals as much as we did. There's more to come. Don't you worry. This arc is plenty of drama. So we will save a spot for you by the fire because we know you're going to want to come back. Peace out.
Bye-bye.